Warning, the Dub Talk podcast contains language and content that may not be suitable for younger audiences. Listener discretion is advised. There will also be spoilers for various anime throughout the course of this episode. Please use caution in case we discuss a series that you haven't finished yet. Finally, the opinions expressed are those of the individual participants and may not reflect the Dub Talk podcast as a whole. Enjoy the show.
Hello, comrade, and welcome to Dub Talk, the show where English dub review you. Yeah. I am your student council president, Megan, and with me today I have vice president Stephanie.
In Soviet Russia, anime review you.
I have my secretary, Gigi.
Yurio, davai!
Yeah, davai!
And we have our little pet beach, Noah.
So I'm just like totes my goat, ready to get this thing on for like the V-Day party that we have got to celebrate. Bring out the chocolate and the wine because I am ready to party like it is 1999.
Hell yeah, brother.
Comrade Russia has watched too much American propaganda. Send him back to Gulag. Back to Siberia with Tiger.
Oh no. Whoops.
No, not the Tiger King. Please, anything but that. I'll do anything. Nothing but the Tiger King.
Oh, fuck yeah, Joe Exotic is in Siberia.
Okay.
And now that I have offended a bunch of people who have worked on this show, I am so sorry.
We apologize in advance.
Disclaimer for a reason. Hi, welcome to Dub Talk, the show where a group of friends get together once a year and torture Noah Clue with shitty romance anime.
Let me out!
The cage crew's back, fuckers!
I don't want... I mean, I'm fine. These are good people. They're true. But I'd like the option for what's that thing on the military where you're given the ability to leave the base for a brief period of time?
Yeah, that doesn't exist for you. Get back in there. We had that guy from Amnesia build us a brand new cage just for you.
Oh my god, that guy again?
Yep.
I've got the key
how is he still
fob. I've got the key fob.
How has that man still not been
Yeah.
canceled? That's an entire...
remember,
he's an android.
the only people who get canceled on Valentine's Day are Andrew.
Yeah.
And Noah, depending on what he does.
I was a good boy this year. Granted, at the time of recording this, Valentine's Day 2025 hasn't happened yet, but I'm usually a good Valentine. Jen, right? Hello? Anyone?
And she has left the room.
Actually, she... I suppose. So, how are we all doing tonight? I assume, Megan, that because the wheel has come around to your side again, that we are going to get something good and tasteful and uplifting in the romance wheel, right?
Well, since Andrew wouldn't let me do the 100 girlfriends who really love you as host, I decided to grab the other memeable hot girl show. Alya sometimes hides her feeling in Russian. To give a brief plot summary, Masachika Kuze sits next to Arya, a girl of Russian and Japanese descent. She's beautiful, haughty, and an exceptional student, and while Masachika is a nerdy and known for being a slacker. He's an easy target for her comments in Russian, which she's all too happy to translate. Except he can understand what she's really saying. I'd like to point out that the themes... As according to Anime News Network, where I got the summary for this, are ecchi, love triangle, Russia in school.
Wait, love triangle? Oh no!
Did you say rim shot?
Someone didn't watch the show.
Oh
no, there's a love triangle, but it's not between the siblings you think it is.
It's kind of like a
true,
square.
fair.
What was that, Gigi?
Kind of like a square.
Yeah.
Kind of.
A
Maybe more.
trapezoid, if you will.
Maybe we turn into a rhombus? I don't know.
A love diamond, maybe.
The square peg goes in the square hole.
That's
what about
this is the circle peg.
What is
That's right.
It
It
goes
goes
in
in
the
the
Square hole.
the circle. The heart
I'm sorry,
shape
Megan,
goes
what
in
was
the
that? What was that third thing that you said was a topic? I heard love triangles.
The square hole?
Yeah, that's what that was what the Anime News Network themes for this show is square hole.
Yeah, ecchi, love triangle, square hole, school.
What?
Okay.
Square hole?
No,
I did
it
not
was
know
Russia.
that was a thing.
Oh, Russia. I thought you said rim shot. I was like,
No, Russia!
That would be a completely different show.
I was like, is this a musical anime about drummers or maybe comedians? No.
God, no.
No, it's even worse. It's about everyone's favorite sport of school, politics.
Gasp. Ugh.
Yeah.
Gigi, I'm not gonna lie, when you said rim shot, do you want to know what my brain thought you said?
I know what you thought that I said, but I was trying to be sweet and angelic on this Valentine's Day
She was
episode.
trying to be PG about it.
Well, you picked the wrong show
And
for
Megan
that.
ruined it.
No, I didn't ruin it. I never said what it is. Gigi
Also
is a
fair.
wholesome, pure, good Catholic angel girl
That's
who's never
right.
done anything lewd in her life.
Sweet as a sweet cinnamon roll. Just call me Alejandro Saab. Remember when we did that? That was funny.
Just remember, you do not eat a cinnamon roll with chopsticks, Kroger.
Yeah, I forgot that was a fucking thing you told us about. Oh, God.
Don't ever gonna forget about that. We're here today to talk about the English dub of Alya Sometimes Hides Her Feeling in Russian, which was produced by Crunchyroll over the summer, and is getting a second season, so if you were
Yay!
edged by the end of season 1, there's a season 2 coming.
Yay.
It was
Great.
it definitely ended at like a mid-arc break. It was the kind of thing where it's like there's got to be a second season after this.
So let's talk about our okay, also before we have to bring it up, why yes, all of the themes in this song are sung by Alya's seiyuu Sumire Uesaka, including the return of the Hare Yukai in the Our Year of the Lord 2024. But most importantly, I can't feel, my arms are slack. I can't see over the horizon. Hatsune Miku.
I'm real glad I skipped all the endings.
They were.
Do you miss? I miss my wife, Tails. I miss her a lot.
Listen. I just finished VTuber Legend last night with Andrew. And fucking when he started watching it like a week or so ago, I never knew this because he started playing the end themes. I usually skip them, but they did similar to with that show than they did with Alya, where they basically did covers of a bunch of songs, including the ending theme for fucking Welcome to the NHK.
Ooh,
I would like to point out that I have been on two straight recordings where that fact has been brought up. Why, yes, there is a VTuber Legend episode probably eventually coming.
Yes.
Speaking of things that are coming, our ADR staff. That was the worst transition I could have ever made in my life.
Oh no, it's great. God bless
See,
the
it
people who
would
did
have
this.
worked if you had left it alone and didn't say anything.
Agreed. That called for calling out. Look straight into the camera, Megan, and tell them exactly the tropes we're going to do in this podcast, so the show watchers know that we're self-aware of what show we're on.
Oh God.
This episode will include degradation, alcohol, cursing, screaming, crying, Gigi being best girl, pussy, dicks, balls, Noah going in a cage, talking about making fun of Andrew, hot sauce, panties, bras,
There was hot sauce in this, wasn't there?
There's a lot of it.
Chat, we're
IBS.
cooked.
Oh, NTR. There was some NTR in this.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
NTR. It isn't a dub talk episode without NTR.
Bruh.
Pegging,
I missed that part of the show.
cock rings. Well, where do you
Wait,
think
wait.
the square peg goes, Noah?
Oh God, get me out of here! Get me out of here!
You're here forever.
English
There's no
dubs,
escape.
Meow.
English dubs, Russian, New York City, and furries. Anyway,
And tasteless jokes at everyone's expense, but mostly the boys.
It is very,
so-
yeah, it's very telling, Megan, that you list all of those things, because not only, yes, will those be in our podcast, but before you get into the staff, I just want to compliment the show itself for being a mishmash of, like, lots of different shows. Like, I counted, maybe they're not direct references, but reminders of, like, 10 different shows while watching this series. This is a weird chimera of an anime, and I love it.
It's very self-aware, too, which is the best part.
Also done by Studio Dogakobo, if you didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, makers of fine moe melt, Oshinoko, and their most superior product of all time, Laughing Under the Clouds.
You could have said new game to appease the fans, but no, you went the extra mile to say
I
the
still
actual
have never
truthful-
finished New Game.
Really?
Yes, I've never finished it or watched it.
I mean,
Laughing on the Clouds is still a good choice, though.
it
Just
is.
throwing that out
It
there.
is unironically, yes, probably the strongest thing that Dobakobo has made. But this is pretty good too. So go ahead and tell us who helmed the Russian dub for this show.
The English dub of the show was helmed by Sean Gann. He was assisted by Aaron Campbell and Kevin Thowell. The writers on the show were Matt Greenbaum, and Howard Wang did step in for episode 12. And the dialect coaches on this show were Erin Nicole Lundquist and Sarah Nenectony. Sean Gann, you'll know, is the director of series such as I Shall Survive Using Potions, Sugar Apple Fairy Tale, aka All Men Are Dumb, the anime.
They weren't all dumb in
Yes.
that show. They were just
They
underestimated.
no.
All
They were.
They underestimated.
all men except for the hot fairy guy were dumb, the anime.
No, there was that one.
And Buddy
I'm sorry. There's
and Buddy Daddies.
We'll hold off on the Sugar Apple Fairy Tale episode in
We
2027.
No, we're gonna do it sometime this year too. Assistant ADR directors Aaron Campbell has worked on series such as Remonster, Viral Hit, and Windbreaker, and Kevin Thowell has worked on series such as Blue Lock, Dead Mount Deathplay, and My Clueless First Friend. Writing wise, Matthew Greenbaum has done adaptation writing for series such as Date Alive, Shy, and Tying the Knot with the Amagi Sisters. And Howard Wang has worked doing some scripts on things like Bottom Tier Character Tomazaki, Hells, and Nichijou My Ordinary Life. I didn't look up anything else that Aaron and Sarah had done dialect coaching on, but in Sarah's case, we will talk about a bigger reason why she's here in a little while.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do we feel about the direction and writing in this?
I'm also gonna make a fun little note that Erin Lundquist is also in the show, and she voices Akemi Kujo, which I think is the mother, as well as baby Masachika Kuze.
Yes.
Oh no,
Oh,
Akemi
she,
Kujo. Akemi Kujo is Alya's mother. Never mind.
Yes. Who, we're not talking about him, but her meeting, I
Grandpa?
believe, Kent Williams as the Russian otaku grandpa.
The grandpa.
Grandpa, I love it.
Just shows up in a white suit, and he's just like, Jesus Christ, Grandpa.
Meanwhile,
What a-
Kuze's like, okay, what media are you obsessed with this time that made you do this?
What's your hyperfixation this week, Grandpa?
Yes. And why do I feel like I should be expecting a horse head in my bed tomorrow morning?
That was great.
What a line. Anyway.
Love that.
So how do we feel about the direction and writing in this?
I love it. This show is rather self-aware of itself, especially primarily when it comes to the characters of Masachika and his sister Yuki, because those two are fucking stupid gremlins. And
Which they actually
especially-
they use that term in the show itself.
Yeah. Yuki especially, where she's like this crazed otaku obsessed gremlin, and it's like into all of these fucking tropes and trying to, against her brother's will for most of the time, like rope him into stupid shit. Like, oh my god, you saw me when I'm naked coming out of the shower. It's like, you planned this, you know that, right? She's like, what do you mean? I gotta make sure the camera has fan service. What the fuck are you talking about, Yuki?
Who
Like,
are you talking to?
who are you talking to? The show is very self-aware, which I think helps. I think it kind of helps with the appeal of the show personally, because it's like, while it does fall into the classic like rom-com or ecchi kind of tropes, it's at least self-aware enough and acknowledges it, where it's like Kuze's like, oh no, this is what a main character would be stuck in, or a rom-com or something. Like, it's, and I think writing-wise, I think it does help elevate it and also make it understandable and digestible for an audience as well. But when it does get to some more serious or emotional moments, especially when we've learned the backstories of Alya and Masachika and a little bit of Yuki as well, and Masha too, actually. When you kind of start learning some of these stories of these characters and their upbringing, you kind of get a bigger understanding of their character developments. Directing-wise, I think this is a fun mix. Well, this is more of a casting note than directing, I think, but there's a fun mix of well-known voice actors and also fresh faces, and including one extra special surprise. Obviously, we'll talk about that later. So it's a fun balance, and I think in terms of like, it gives some standout performances for the newer like voice actors as well. Definitely for Yuki. Taniyama, I thought was pretty good. And then Ayano was also a fun time. But yeah, I think overall, it's a very, very solid effort. In general, I feel like on the directing and writing side, personally. So it was a surprise for me. I thought it was going to be hot garbage, but this is a pleasant surprise.
Hot garbage can be funny and self-aware too. Like, that's not unique.
It can, but this also was a bit sweet too.
It's true. And it should be noted that the points you were making about how the show can direct its ire directly at the audience and point out the tropes that it's doing, that's not all the characters. It's mostly just Masachika and Yuki who do that.
Yeah.
The rest of the characters don't know they're in an anime. Only the two siblings know that.
The two nerd otakus.
Yes.
That are familiar with the tropes.
Yeah, that's true. So, and I'm glad that direction-wise that they did that. There is a very distinct difference between how the actors were directed based on what their characters were. Like, you got the very loose, almost naturalistic sounding dialogue of the ones who are more nerdy. Then you got the more prim and proper sounds of our maid character who never breaks form, even when she's getting motorboated at one point in the show. There's just
Jesus.
Titties are the best things on earth. Which, and to talk on the adaptation, I had to occasionally throughout the show, and this is going to be a little critique of Crunchyroll in general, is I had to rewind, change the audio from English to Japanese, and read what the translations were for that, because I wanted to know what like the direct Japanese translations were, because on Crunchyroll.
God.
I'm glad you
deal
did
with
that.
the AI subtitles.
No,
they weren't that bad.
The subtitles weren't AI in this. Like they
Yeah,
were
they weren't.
actual-
Okay,
No.
good.
Yeah, thank God.
Okay, good.
No, I never had an issue with any of the Russian being subbed.
No, I'm talking about like watching it in Japanese with the all the time on subtitles, because it's different from dub titles. You know, like the direct translation.
Oh.
Yeah.
Signs and signals kind of deal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So in watching it in Japanese,
I never had that issue with the signs and signals on my end, so I don't. No, but I do agree it's an issue that needs to be fixed.
Right. So that's an issue. But my point is, go ahead.
Sorry, I had a question. Did you watch this show on like the mobile device or?
No, I watched it almost exclusively on my PC.
I meant Noah.
Yeah. Yes, I watched it on mobile.
That's the issue. So when I watched this is the second time I watched it. Watched Alya, right? When I watched it the first time, I was trying to watch some of it on like a train ride into the city one day, and I had my my Amazon Fire tablet, right? And Alya, I had downloaded some episodes of to watch on the train, and I had that issue where the subtitles wouldn't work on the mobile device for the signs and text and things like that. So I think it's more of an issue with the device that you're viewing it on.
Well, that's not what I was.
Sounds like.
Well, there's not an issue with it. What I was saying is that the.
Oh, okay. I'm completely missing it, but I have that problem.
You watch. Okay, on Crunchyroll, if you pick English as your audio option and you turn on like closed captioning, they are direct translations of what the actors are saying with all the slang and all of the references and all of the like. It is exactly like that. If you switch audio over to Japanese and turn on closed captioning, it will be different words. Like that scene where just like goes and like rubs face and boobs and like titties are the best. Like the translation.
So you
in
don't have
Japanese-
the option. So if it's English, you don't have the option for the subtitles for the Japanese version, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
So basically, the subtitles are
Interesting.
closed captions, not the subtitles from the Japanese part of the show.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Correct. Well, that's
Which
the
is-
way
I don't-
it always is.
And,
Yeah,
but it didn't used
which-
to. I'm sorry, it didn't used to be that way. Like on a home video release, I can pick one as an example. Princess Jellyfish, for example. You watch it in dub, and then you turn on the closed captioning or the subtitles. The translation shows you what the references in Japanese were because they're not
Yeah.
retained in the English dub. Like that's
Interesting.
that's
Okay,
the version I
so-
prefer.
So I'm gonna say this, and this is probably gonna sound like really like kind of mean and dismissive. I don't think that's as much of a big of an issue because when you're turning on closed captions, it should match what they're saying because it is a assisted device for watching the show as it's being processed in front of you. And there are people I know who use closed caption on stuff because they have auditory processing stuff that goes wrong with them, like they need it to process it.
Yeah.
And I will tell you this, it will throw them the fuck off if they're saying, hell yeah, titties, and the subtitle says, oh yeah, boobs.
And you know what? That's why we could solve that with one fix. Have both subtitles available. Have dub titles as
Which-
one track
yeah.
and subtitles as another.
Instead
but
of
I'm
it
saying
just
it's-
being an
it-
option, yeah.
Yeah, but my thing is this, like, if you're complaining about getting the dubbed closed captions on the dub and not the original Japanese, just watch the show in both languages and then compare notes. I don't think, like, I'm just saying, like, it's a thing that needs to be looked at, but for some people, they're not caring about that. They just want the subtitles to match.
I
No,
understand that.
No, that's fair. It's just, I just find that's an odd choice to do even now.
Yeah.
It is.
That's
And
the
Wait.
part that's baffling me, because like for years it's always been like, if you watch something in English but you turn on subtitles, the subtitles are always the Japanese translated ones.
But
Yeah.
that's
if you
the part that's
own-
weird.
If you own the
Yeah.
media on a physical disc, that is what should happen. It has not happened in multiple new releases from Crunchyroll. My
Oh,
question
no.
to you, Noah, is when you turned on the Japanese, was the Japanese translation in the subtitles different from the English dialogue dub?
It was, and that was my main
Thank
point,
you.
is like the
Yeah.
words are not the
Okay.
same. I mean,
So what did they say when they were talking about titties?
it just wasn't as slangy. It wasn't
Yeah,
like she didn't look
I
at her friend
thought
and
so.
say, "Thanks, dude. Man, titties are the best thing on earth." It was, "I'm good now. Man, boobs are awesome," or something like that.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I kind of figured, because I normally do that too, but I didn't have time to do it for this one. But I figured that was going to be the case for this dub, and I'm glad that you checked it out.
It definitely,
Okay.
yeah, the dub definitely matches the tone they're going for, like the very loose way of speaking. It's almost what I guess I would call hammy naturalism, where a lot of the characters are trying to talk like modern day teenagers. They're using words like sus. They're doing like they're shortening their words instead of saying the whole thing. It sounds less theatrical and more like us right here. Honest to God, it's like, this is what we're gonna sound like on the call for the Dub Talk episode, is what the actors in the show sound like. Now, is that a good
No,
thing?
yeah, it's. I think that's debatable, and I think it's one of those things where it's like you would have to revisit the show like years from now, where
Yeah.
slang terms and the memes are vastly different in the future than they would be now. So that's always one of my gripes when it comes to using a lot of modern day stuff, is whether or not it's still going to hold up like later on down the road, because it's a 50-50 shot that it does or doesn't. Right now obviously it works perfectly fine and has very fun results
Yeah.
with it,
It's
but
fine.
whether it works later, I don't know. Like, it's hard to say.
I mean, I'm not. It's supposed to be emblematic of the time it came out, and you know what? I'm all for that.
Right.
I am for dubs that are time capsules for when they came out. You look at something like, it was like 10 years ago, we were watching Citrus or something like that, and the
God.
way the actors flashback to that wonderful show. Yeah, like it's good. It's like good that we have a little time capsule of like how naturalistic sound is, over the years. is it interpretive? Absolutely. Like, there's no doubt that it's interpretive. I don't think it's a bad thing, though. I think that the way the actors...
I would say it depends on the show, though.
Oh, absolutely. This is a show that can carry that, because they don't do that. They don't play up the cartooniness of it in the serious moments. They sweeten you, or rather, they water you up for the sillier fan servicey moments, and then when you're like, this is a fun, laid back kind of show, then it gets into the more serious moments, and you're like, God damn, I wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah.
I feel
Peach?
like at least it's not going to be... I think Gween Saga, wasn't it? It wasn't like gagged
God.
up or some shit. I don't think it's going to be one that doesn't hold up like a Gween Saga situation.
I haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
Jeej, how do you feel?
See, I don't know if I'm burnt out on this because I just marathon 24 episodes of Lovely Complex.
Also true.
But So I watched this like a couple months ago with Chris. We watched like the first 2 episodes and I thought it was really funny and I thought it was cute. And I was like, why is this cuter and funnier than I thought it would be? Because he just randomly puts on shit and then we watch it.
You good man, Chris?
Tell him to clean off the kitchen table. No, I'm just joking.
Did he still not clean the kitchen table off?
You know
I mean,
what? I'm
he
gonna do that.
started.
You go ahead and talk.
Chris, you
I'm gonna text
gotta
him right
finish
now.
this shit. Chris, finish clean. Chris.
I got his
Chris,
number.
If you're
I'm gonna
listening
text him
to
right
this, Chris, I did this last time. Chris, if you're listening right now, clean the fucking kitchen table off. I already told you once, you fucker.
Be nice. Be nice.
I'm using nice words. I'm using man words.
Anyways, first of all, I would like to say that I didn't look at the credits beforehand, so seeing that Howard Wang wrote the last episode and used the line "chat we're cooked," I was like, yeah, that's a fucking Howard line if I've ever heard it.
See, it's those kind of lines that I love.
I thought that was funny, but there's just like some weird shit that's happening in this dub, and I don't know if it's in the Japanese because, again, I didn't watch it. That's why I asked if it was different. There's this weird thing where Masachika and his sister will go back and forth in bad British accents for like minutes at a time.
Oh my god.
And
They
I
did
was
that-
like,
Yeah.
all right. I was like, why is this dude calling everybody milady? I was like, it was funny like the first time, and then it kind of got old, and then it was funny
I think it's
again.
because he's a cringe fucking weeb.
He's just weird, and like it's okay, but like it just like the tonal shift kind of got me a little. Like he's so like self-aware and like the cringy stuff, and so I don't know where this writing came from. Like I thought the fourth wall breaking from the sister was hysterical, and I thought the BDSM stuff and whatever came right before it with Ayano, where she was
What were
like,
the best?
I was worried my ovaries would explode, and like total deadpan, and I was
Yeah,
like,
that
okay,
wasn't in the
shit's-
Japanese.
that shit's fucking funny. But then there were other times, and I was just like, some of the word choices to me felt a little stilted, and they weren't words that I think that kids would say. Like at one point, somebody said the word orator. And I was like,
Yeah.
no, in no way, no kid would ever say orator. It would be like, you know, the dude who's speaking or something
was-
like that. Like, it
I mean,
felt
it fits
like,
that it was the student council president who was the one who said that.
I mean, it does to a point, and I realize that like a bunch of the main characters are gonna try and use thesaurus type words to like heighten their vocabularies, and you know, I mean, they're studying for exams or the Japanese SATs or whatever. But I mean, we never talk that way unless we were like making fun of somebody. It just like the choices in the script, the word choices, like if they weren't making a joke necessarily felt odd to me. And then like they couldn't decide, and this is just a me pet peeve, because nobody could decide how to pronounce the word Cujo. Is it
Oh, yeah.
is it Cujo like she's French, or is it Cujo like she's the dog from the Stephen King movie? Like, no, I was like, make a choice and stick with it, because they did like I wrote it down at the beginning. I was like, why is this bougie dude saying Cujo? Is she French? What the fuck? And everybody said Cujo, and then 3 episodes later they're all saying Cujo. So I'm like, pick one. That's just a me problem, and you guys know that happens to me all the time.
No, I get it.
Never noticed that.
I thought
What does BDSM stand for? Best damn suo made.
I will
So
continue to
funny.
work on my BDSM.
like that was funny. Like when they come out of nowhere, they're funny. I think Ayano is fucking hysterical. The writing for Ayano and the writing for the sister was like top tier for me.
Yes.
I really like the casting in this because for some of the characters, even though they're more well-known voice actors, I had no idea it was them. Y'all gonna know who it is when I talk about her. You know, it's me, Gigi, in the anime. Sean, why didn't you call me? I live here. If you wanted me to be in an anime so bad. I'm just joking. Somebody's gonna take that seriously, and I'm gonna.
One day you're just gonna get a call.
I really hope so. Like, I'm waiting on that day that they call me to be the girl in One Piece who whips things. She's new. She's there, and she has like a flamingo on her shoulder, and she's the best. Anyway,
See, I know
Emily,
this must
I'm
be a real
here.
character, but because I don't read One Piece, I swear you're just making that up.
I know, but she's there. I saw her and I
No.
fell in love.
Here's the thing, it's One Piece. I don't think that could be made up in One Piece. Anything could happen in that show.
Right.
At this stage, yes.
There's also a big giant lady, and I love her too. She's new. Emily, call me. Anyways, hope you're feeling better. Yeah. So, like some of it, like really was really funny to me. But again, I made the mistake of marathoning this in a day. I watched it all today,
I did too.
A
and
day and a half, but yeah.
yeah, like
I did it over like 2 days.
I got the lovely complex burnout that I had when too many jokes were coming at me, where I was just like, God, can we please stop joking? Like, I'm tired. But the cute parts were cute. Like, so, and there were some parts, ooh, let me tell you, those, I will talk more about this later, but the evil parts with evil Masachika at the end,
Oh, Jesus.
and I would like to give a special shout out to their dad. Special shout out to the dad.
Oh,
You mean Grandpa?
No, not
Grandpa?
Is it
The one in-
Grandpa? The one
one
who
in
was
the white
eating
suit?
dinner, not the
Oh,
white
no,
suit.
Oh no,
Grandpa.
that's
was the
bad.
mom's
That's
dad.
bad, Grandpa.
Yeah, maternal
Suo
grandpa.
grandpa.
Oh, Suo Grandpa. Yes, I would like to give a special shout out to him because it was
He's a dick.
It was a hot second, and I was like, "That's not David Walden. I can't pretend that it is." But
I think it's his. I think it was
Aw.
Max Kelly is his
yeah,
name.
I've never heard of
Max
him.
Hartman.
But sexy evil Grandpa got me. I think I'm
Max
Welcome back to
Hartman.
the welcome back Gilf.
right.
It's it's Max Hartman, and the only other thing, as a side note, he's been in so far is Tales of Wedding Rings as Alabaster.
That
That's
got a
it.
dub.
Yes, and I want to cover it because okay, the late great Nicholas Dupree described that show as being filmed in Vaseline.
Oh my god. Maybe
I didn't read
I'm
that
thinking
review.
of a different show.
What?
Maybe I'm thinking of a different show.
We'll
No,
have
but
to
no.
watch it now.
Yeah, right?
No, like he says it looks like they animated the entire show with like a thin sheen of Vaseline on it.
Oh,
My
Christ.
God.
Well,
But look,
Which, man, I don't know. I don't have a peener, so I don't know how good of a lube Vaseline would be.
no.
Patreon exclusive discussion. We're not talking about that here.
No, Noah, we saved those discussions for OnlyFans.
$5.99.
Bastards have an OnlyFans and you didn't invite me on? Damn it!
Y'all,
Where else
we
do-
can't say that. I'm gonna get fired.
Where do you think we're selling Patrick's feet pictures?
Whoa!
Speaking of feet pics, this anime had a lot of fetish crap in it. But anyways, as far as the English direct, it was very whiplashy roller coaster for me. I was hit and miss. So I will leave that mic drop there.
That's fair.
I actually found myself enjoying this dub quite a lot. Mostly on the casting side. Again, I really liked what we brought up. There's a lot of actors who were super well known in this, and a lot of actors who are newer. But we do need to talk about the Siberian tiger in the room.
The Russian.
The fact of it is that they got a native Russian speaker.
Yes.
And that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is something
Good.
that the Japanese couldn't, like...
Did not
From
do.
what I understand... No, from what I understand, I actually do believe that Sumire Uesaka does actually speak Russian.
Okay.
Okay.
But I have a double-edged sword to how I feel about this. In that it is... I find it very, very happy that they, one, not only went another way to get a native Russian speaker and get this, two, that it was a actress who everybody really knows for one thing and playing one type of character, and they got to play a character I think that if you had only watched the one other thing that she was really in, you would never believe that this is the same person. On the other hand, I don't like how they went out of their way to do this and get an authentic casting thing, but they didn't do it for other dubs last year, where it would have actually had a greater impact, not only on the way that the character would have been played, but what it would have meant for their community. And I bring this up because this show was able to get, on a simuldub schedule, a native Russian speaker, but A Sign of Affection couldn't get a deaf actress. And I think that's kind of bullshit. And on one hand, it's bullshit, but number two, it speaks to the quality of Sean Gann as a director. Sean Gann has done a lot of dubs that go out of its way to get not only people who are reflected in the show that he is directing, but also using dubs where maybe that's not as big of a thing, to bring up actors who are not necessarily people's first choice, or that they may avoid them because of internal biases.
Unconventional casting, you might say.
I don't want to even say unconventional casting, because at this point it should not be unconventional to cast these people to do things. Like, most notably, Sean Gann in another show has a trans man playing a female prostitute.
Okay.
And it works really well. And, like, I find this more of an issue on the direction of A Sign of Affection than I do have on Sean. I'm just pointing out that it is kind of a little, like, hypocritical in a sense. But the thing is that, going back to what I do like a lot of the acting in this dub. I think this dub is really well acted. I, too, can understand the whiplash parts of the show, because I actually, frankly, find that the show doesn't need the incest humor or anything going on, because there's a lot more interesting subplots dealing with Masachika's hang-ups on romance, the shit with the Suo family, and just Alya's general temperament and, like, general, like, outlook on life and everything. And, of course, you know, the whole, like, who was the blonde Russian girl from his childhood kind of thing.
Love Tina called it would like its plot back.
But I also want to shout out the fact that they had Aaron and Sarah to help teach not only help with the accent thing, I'm pretty sure they had to teach another actress how to speak Russian.
Yeah.
There's a lot of random people speaking Russian in that. I wrote that down. I was like, where did they find all these kids who know how to speak Russian?
Yeah, there's one flashback scene specifically.
Yeah, I think, that was 100% them teaching people.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a lot to say under a simuldub schedule. So, yeah, I like this dub a lot. My feelings on the show are a different thing. I find it really funny that I know at least you and Gigi, you and Steph just did Lovely Complex, where everything was kind of a mile a minute. I just did 100 Girlfriends, which also exists at the speed of what the fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, as much as I really liked this dub, I think that dub was actually better. And it was also a better show, but that's not here nor there. So with that, are we ready to move on to our first set of characters?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm ready for you guys to talk about me. It's fine.
How did they get you for the
up-
show, Gigi? I mean, and you kept it secret for so long, too.
I mean, do svidaniya.
We have...
Yurio, dabai! Dabai!
Rasputin.
So first up...
Go ahead.
Sorry.
I'm going to have a tiny little white bat badly steal this show, Noah, when you interrupt me again.
All right.
And he's going to help you fall into the river.
Don't get so
Oh.
crabby.
In the dark of the night, my fist will find you.
What the fuck?
Megan will give us that horse head in the bed in the morning, Noah.
The curse is just not what it used to be, you know? I'm Hank
Anyway.
First
Azaria.
up-
Anyway.
First up, we have Sayaka Taniyama and Nanoe Miyami. They were a pair of childhood friends who ran against Yuki and Masachika in middle school to be student council president and ultimately lost. Taniyama is a heiress to a technology company who has a no-nonsense attitude and hates Alya because she thinks Alya stole Masachika from Yuki and broke up the dream team that she was okay with losing to, and she challenges them to student congress, and then when she realizes that they are a good team, it breaks her fantasy and she runs away, resulting in the school kind of like turning against her and stuff. And Nanoa is her childhood best friend, who is the hot valley girl of the school, who is very popular, but like when it comes down to it, she's like she doesn't value herself as much, and she takes the fall for setting plants against Alya during the Congress. She also 100% looks like Amelie's character from Kaguya-sama Love is War, which this series was very, very much influenced by.
Whoops.
Can you prove that?
No, literally, please, and Noah, I'm not going to kid you. Kaguya-sama Love is War is about a all-powerful student council with two characters who can't spit it out and are ultra-smart geniuses against each other.
Oh, no, I believe it. Like, there's at least, like I said, at least 10 different shows that this show is cribbing from. And I totally believe
but
Kaguya is one of them.
I'm gonna send it to the chat. So, this is Amelie's character, I, from Kaguya-sama Love is War.
Oh my god.
There's
the
a
other
little
one's
similarity there.
cuter. Gigi the enemy's
Who-
cuter.
Yeah,
You like Nanoa.
Yeah.
I just like, that's a fun name, Nanoa. But it's also a fun character. So,
but like, that is quite they are quite literally, they look a lot like each other.
Yeah, they
Yes,
do.
they
And then we have Ayano Kirishima. She is the maid of the Suo family who has been doing it since she was in the 2nd grade.
She's practicing her BDSM on
Yes,
a daily
basis. She is Yuki's running candidate for vice president, and essentially is there to protect them, and she kind of almost lets it slip a couple times that Yuki and Masachika are siblings, because, okay, so to explain what's going on there, Masachika's parents had a nasty divorce. And Masachika went with his dad. And his grandpa said, if you leave, you're never allowed to be a member of our family again, blah, blah, blah. And Yuki is not allowed to acknowledge you are not allowed to acknowledge Yuki as your sister, blah, blah, blah. So she almost lets it slip in front of everybody because she also serves him, but more Yuki. So, playing Sayaka Taniyama is Izzy Rain, playing Nanoa Miyami is Sarah Wiedenhoff, and playing Ayano Kirishima is Rebecca Dene. Izzy Rain is a fairly newer voice actor to the game, but they are also Mizuki in Trillion Game. Sarah Wiedenhoff you'll know as characters such as Mage and Bikini Warriors, Cuff and the Duke of Death and his maid, and Asaza Murasaka in Orange. And Rebecca Dene is characters such as Meimei in the Apothecary Diaries, Lawine in Freerin Beyond Journey's End, and Juyong Lim in True Beauty. Which, if I understand, True Beauty is a show aimed at Gigi.
It is.
Have you watched it?
I have not watched the anime yet, but I've seen other adaptations of it, and yeah, it's basically
Good news, it is W eligible.
maybe I should get to it pretty soon.
Yeah. After your lovely complex burnout's done.
That would be great.
That'd be awesome.
So how do we feel about everybody?
Why did I not know that was Sarah Wiedenhoff?
I was waiting for that.
Sarah Wiedenheft, so I see you would like to play me in an anime. Good for you. I'm so proud. No.
Gigi's a proud mama.
I am. I thought it was so funny. It was so funny that you guys brought that up in the chat earlier, because I was like, wow, I really hate this character.
Oh no!
And then they're like, it's you totally. And I was like, oh yeah, that tracks.
I mean, she does kind of pull a bitch move.
I mean,
She does.
but she makes up for it at the end. Like, she's like, I don't give a shit about me. Like, I'm just gonna help my friend. Which I think was cute. And I did not, after, again, Lovely Complex and Tada Never Falls in Love, I did not Sarah Wiedenheft. I keep wanting to call her Nanoha, Nanoe, or Nanoa. Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
No idea. I put in my notes that she was channeling her best Pauly Shore energy.
Oh, what?
Okay, like, this character is so laid back, and she says things like soups. What did I say?
Yep.
Soups board is what I wrote down, and she's got the Valley Girl thing going on, and she's got the, you know, she didn't say chat work hooked, but she has that chat work hooked energy. And it reminded me of Pauly Shore. Okay, I don't know if you've ever seen the Goofy movie. Pauly Shore's character in the Goofy movie.
Wait, do you mean character?
Wait, do you mean the guy who eats the thing of cheese whiz? That was fucking Pauly Shore.
That was
Coliseum
Pauly
of
Shore.
cheese.
Yes.
Was that him?
That was Pauly Shore, yes.
No shit.
That
I
was-
didn't
Hold on a
realize that.
second. I need. What the fuck?
Hold on, I have to confirm this now.
Look it up. It's Pauly Shore.
What the fuck?
Jesus.
Oh my God.
No!
Yeah.
What?
You guys ever seen any other Pauly Shore movie?
No.
No! I know who Pauly Shore is, but Pauly Shore's also kind of a dick.
I didn't mean that. Well, I mean, this character was a dick. I didn't mean her acting sounded like a dick. I had that vibe.
No. I get it.
Like, it had Pauly Shore vibes to me. I thought that was funny.
God,
And then I was like,
funny.
I don't like her because she reminds me of myself.
Oh my God.
I did really enjoy, what did I write down? The Glasses Girl. Yeah.
Tanayama?
The
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the Glasses Girl. She was very, like, kind of bitchy, and she sounded like her voice sounded really young. Like, I felt that she belonged, like, in the show. And then for the Ayano, she was hysterical. Like, she was very, like, the tone was very deadpan. And I know that's like a chope. Oh my God. That is a trope.
Character and trope, put them together, you get a chope.
You get a chope. You missed, Noah had BRB, and you missed when I was talking about Pauly Shore, and everybody had to go look up a Goofy movie to make sure that was Pauly Shore in a Goofy movie, and I was like, wow, I've never felt as old as I do right at this moment.
It was I thought everyone here knew that he was a little
No!
smoky.
You know-
Oh.
Do you know how long it's been since I've even fucking watched a Goofy movie?
Oh, I
Has it been
watched
more
it
than a
like
day?
last year.
Decades, Noah.
Okay, if it's been more than a day, then it's been too long. After
Every
this, we're gonna get you on Disney Plus, and we're gonna
Nope.
have you watch that.
I
and
just
your
might
life will be
actually
complete.
watch it.
Every
I might just
time.
actually do it.
Every time I
But
go on a
who-
Disney cruise, we watch the Goofy movie. Like, that is, it doesn't matter who I'm with on the Disney boat. Like, we watch the Goofy movie. It's just
When are we
something.
going on our Disney cruise together, gang?
I mean, whenever you guys want to go, I'm down. I just need to save some cashola.
I need to save money, and especially if Andrew and I are trying to go to Japan this year. So
I've got the money. I just can't get out of this cage.
Oh, well, if you're
Don't
paying
worry,
for all
don't-
of us, Noah, I'll babysit your kids and
Don't worry, Noah. We're gonna check you into. We have to just check you into the Delta flight and put you into the flight.
oh my God, put
you
him in
into
the
the
cargo
airplane
hold.
first.
like the big dogs.
Muppet movie style.
Yes.
Anyways,
Anyway, Gigi.
Anyways, I liked Ayano. She was great. I loved that trope of the Japanese voices that sound very like, I'm gonna whisper and I just have one thing that goes on. And I sound very monotone. I guess I'm kind of like a typewriter. And like she got that down really well. So I was proud. Oh, I did write that the glasses girl wasn't bitchy enough, but she sounded young enough to like be in the show. Like I was very kind of confused with the glasses girl, but I still liked the performance. I thought she sounded great. Like I like these new people. These new people are kind of killing it over at Crunchyroll. So I'm giving them their flowers here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I could agree to that. Megan, I might need your help here with both. For Rebecca Dene, Mei Mei, is that the friend that Mao befriends? Like the servant girl that's... I'm trying to remember which character Mei Mei is.
No, she's one of the members of the Verdigris house.
The Verdigris house? Oh.
She's one of the prostitutes.
Oh, you right. Okay. I'm trying to piece everything together. Okay.
She's the middle one.
The one that had a connection with Mao's mother, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then Lewine is one of the girls from the magic arc thing. She's the ice part. She's the ice part of the water and ice lesbians. Got it. Okay, I'm just making sure I put two and two together so I can recognize where these two are from. And God, Ayano is so fucking different than what I've seen from Rebecca so far. Because you have Mei Mei and Lewine, who are much more like have more like energy like to them, and Ayano's just so deadpan for most of the time. I'm not saying she doesn't have emotion or anything, because Ayano does have it, but she's much more deadpan for a good part of the time. And the fact that she, one, goes along with Yuki's shenanigans, and two, can be kind of dense and gullible with some shit, it makes for some fun moments. I think Rebecca... I like Rebecca a lot here. She definitely has... I feel like Ayano is a little rough in some places, but sometimes playing a deadpan character can be a little bit of a challenge. So I think that's more on the character and the character and kind of the tropes that Rebecca has to portray with it. But I think she does very well, and she's serviceable here. Izzy Rain, I thought it was a delight. It was, again, kind of rough in some spots, which I kind of understand, because she's, like, this is one of the very few named roles that she's had so far. But I do like the determination that she shows. The determination and the maybe almost aggressive nature that Tanayama has.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like, bitch, you broke up my dream OTP that I love so much and I love to lose to. What is wrong with you? Like, the motivation may seem a little bit odd, but in the motivation of what Tanayama does may seem a little bit odd. But like the delivery and the moments that she gets to have, Izzy, I think, did very, very well. And Sarah never fails to surprise me every so often. I love that Gigi brought up Tada Never Falls in Love, because one, it's been a hot minute since I've watched it and I owe myself a rewatch for it. But two, Sarah Wiedenheft here is just so nonchalant. And it's like, oh, my bad. Like, oh yeah, it's totes my bad, guys. She got mad at me. It's just so casual and chill compared to like a lot of other characters that Sarah has portrayed, where it's like more upbeat, more energy, and so a lot of times very cutesy as well. So this is a stark contrast, and I do love. I always enjoy when voice actors who are usually stuck in a type or a trope get to play outside of that. And I feel like Nonoa is one of those for Sarah, and I enjoy it a lot. I'm very interested to see for Rebecca and Izzy in particular, how their credits and their potential continue to grow, because these two, along with Yuki's voice actor, who we're gonna talk about in the next section, how these three are going to continue to develop over time. So I think all of these performances are very, very fun, and definitely I think for Rebecca and Izzy, they're definitely two to keep an eye out for.
Yeah,
Noah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Kind of what Gigi was saying. If you listeners out there are kind of not keeping up with some of the newer talent, like I am, I'm sorry, I haven't been keeping up as much as I should be. Rebecca and Izzy's entry into this offered voices that were distinct from the rest of the cast, but were still like holding their own. I mean, give all the praise to Sarah, absolutely, for Now No, because she sounded like a lot of fun. I would like to know, like, if anyone listening was part of the production crew, was any improvisation allowed in there? Because this was the character that was the most vernacular. Like, it was the Genki girl, like, very unlike everyone else speaking style. And I would just like to know if Sarah was allowed to go off script at all. But whatever the combination was, very fun to listen to. Needs more of a role in season 2, which I've heard we are getting.
Yes, we are getting a second season.
Season 2. See, is it coming out? I feel
no idea. I think it's
summer.
Did it just
No,
get
I'm confusing it with something else.
No idea.
We just know it's okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
might be
really funny that
confusing
it's really funny you guys keep up bringing like, newer voices in this, and they did so well in a very tropey show, which makes me realize another episode I kind of want to do with the 4 of you now, the 3 of you now.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, like we've seen maid characters before, like switching over to Rebecca. We've seen stoic, deadpan maid characters before. That's not a new thing, which again, the show is cribbing from many different shows and tropes we've seen before. But again, not a bad thing, because that's what we're here for. Where else are you going to get anything like this? This is a show that relishes in just giving the otaku what they want, because you can't get it anywhere else. Although I question, like...
Except for you could, like, go buy one of very many other light novels.
Well, absolutely. Yes, but I'm saying, like, in other mediums. In other mediums.
Gotcha.
If you can find me a show with a badass ninja maid in a primetime Peacock show, please let me know. I would love to check that out.
Dear Rebecca Sugar, would you like to do live action?
Please let them do that. That would be amazing. Anyways, Rebecca, great performance in this. I question why the student council doesn't question, like, why is a high school student have a servant? Like, that is that just a thing?
No, they actively have a conversation about this.
Well, they do, but they just go along with it for the rest of the show. Like, even though they talk about her upbringing.
they explicitly talk about how fucking weird it is.
This is true. And also at the same time, isn't this like some kind of private academy situation?
Yeah.
That's my understanding too.
Is it?
I think so, yeah.
I wasn't quite
Yeah,
sure.
no, it's a rich people's school. It's a rich people's school.
I mean, I got that that Izzy is from a rich family, and I got that the Suos are like are like part of a family of, I don't know, like influential of something like that. Let's go off the topic here. I mean, yeah, again, the heartwarming parts of the show don't really come into play with these 3 characters necessarily. They're more as Izzy and Sarah's characters are there as antagonistic characters. But again, it's fine to kind of round out the cast a little bit. And the only note that I had on Sayaka that hasn't already been touched on is I'm going to send you guys a picture of a character from a different show. Now, I'm sure all of you are familiar with the Krat brothers, and that is, from Krat's Creatures and Zabumafu back in the day. Well, they have a show on PBS.
Yes.
What?
They have a show on PBS right now called Wild Kratts, and this image that I just posted there is one of the bad guys, like Captain Planet style polluting bad guys that go up against.
Oh god.
It's the character design I was thinking of when watching Sayaka throughout the entire show.
Jesus, okay.
There's nothing to do with the voice acting, but just, again, tropes, love them, keep them coming.
So for me, I knew that was Sarah Wiedenhoff even when she opened her mouth. I've watched enough stuff with Sarah Wiedenhoff, and I just watched an entire other show where she played a horny little goblin.
Oh boy.
Steph, have you watched The 100 Girlfriends?
No, I have not.
Okay. I know, Gigi, you've seen it though, right?
I've seen 3 or 4 episodes, yeah.
Okay, but you know she plays the pink-haired first girl, right?
Oh. Yeah.
Hakari?
Yeah, she... Okay.
Okay, homework for you three. Please watch that show before the dubbies, because it's fucking great. But I love Sarah Wiedenheft getting to play, like, kind of against, like, I wouldn't even say against character now, because I think Sarah Wiedenheft, over her voice acting career, has gone all over the place. And after you literally play anime girl Eric Cartman, I don't know where your range goes from there.
Eric Cartman?
Power.
Oh, you right.
Oh, okay.
You right.
But no, like, I hadn't heard her play a Valley Girl yet, and I think she does a really good job playing that. And I would actually argue against Noah saying that there isn't something heartfelt between any of these characters. There is, and it is when Masachika and Nanoa are talking, and she thinks that he's gonna ask her out, and she's like, well, whatever. And he's like, why the fuck are you just throwing yourself at me? And she goes, well, it's like, well, what's the point in going after a guy who actually likes me? There's no fun in that. Like, there's no need. And it's the fact that both Sayaka and him had told her to start valuing herself more.
Yeah.
I guess it didn't hit me as strong as some of the other sentimental moments, is what I meant.
Yeah, but it still is one. Izzy Rain is fairly newer. I think they did a good job. I think they were very good. I didn't expect the voice out of them for this because I frankly know their work, and I would like to see them be in more stuff as a secondary character for now. Other than that, I think she does a good job holding her own against a lot more veteran voice actors, because I think outside of Yuki going on upwards in the cast, these are all people who have been doing this for like at least a decade. In a capacity that we know them. Mm-hmm. And then I have been impressed by Rebecca Dene since her work in Free Run as Lawine, the little everyone's favorite little icy little lesbian. I'm sorry if you've never seen. If you also haven't finished Free Run by now, please go watch that.
Please go watch Free Run. It's a fun time.
It's a good show. It's honestly one of the best anime that's come out in the last couple of years. But she's also in Sign of Affection, which is really funny that I brought it up. But I think that she does a really good job here. I think that her doing the deadpan stuff, yeah, sometimes it doesn't always work, but she nails it when she needs to, like the my ovaries line.
The my ovaries and the BDS, that whole scene between her and Yugi was just fucking perfect.
Physically felt, I laughed so hard that I think I almost ruptured an ovary. I felt a nice sharp pain near where those are. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. There we go again.
There it is.
But no, I really liked her. I think you guys have all really said stuff that you've all kind of said the things that I had. But I do want to also really thank Gigi talking about a lot of the newer actors at Crunchyroll coming up that do a really good job. And I kind of vaguely alluded to it. But while this was airing, because I think this aired in summer of last year.
I believe so, yeah.
There was another show that was also kind of very spot on about the tropes, very rom-com love triangle-y, and it's called Machine.
I still need to watch that.
Too Many Losing Heroines. And that is another dub that I would highly suggest if you haven't watched it yet to go check out, and I would, again, love to do this episode on that. But that is another dub of, hey, we are doing a very tropey rom-com kind of series, and a show that's very kind of fourth wall winky about this, that's heartfelt, that also uses a core cast of actors that are either newer or have been around but hadn't been really breaking out yet. So I think that this is a show that the secondary cast can kind of look to put experience. Hi, you turned on the camera, now I'm distracted.
Sorry.
Sorry.
That was on purpose, I'm
I
assuming.
decided to hop in the chair.
Hi, bait. Oh no, there's both of them!
Yes.
Oh, there's
That's
two.
why I turned the camera on. Both of them are here.
Oh no, the babies.
I'm sorry, I'm a massive distraction. I apologize.
Aggressive kissies.
You know what character would really love both of those cats?
Megan finishing her thought.
That, and then, yeah.
So, again, I really do appreciate it, because I think a lot of times when people talk about, wow, who are all these voice actors that I don't know, this dub's gonna suck, it's like, no, these people are actually very talented. And it's also very, very fun to hear people say that and then complain that voice anime dubs use like the same 5 voice actors. So go fuck yourselves. That being said, let's move on to the student council.
Oh boy.
Starting with the president, Toya Kanzaki, and his vice president, Chisaki Sarasahina, who are very much a couple and bad at hiding it.
Yep.
Toya is a former fat, nerdy dude who got into shape and got better grades and became a great student council president, and everybody loves him. He's just kind of the guy. Chisaki, his girlfriend, is a member of the Kendo Club and the Muscle. You will behave and listen to her,
Or you will get the shit beat out of you.
This is a threat.
But don't worry.
No, it's not that you'll get the shit beat out of you. She will, what was it? She will reset you.
Yes.
This
is a
word.
threat.
Yes.
And then we have a pair of main character siblings. First up is Masha, or Marira... God help me. Miklavona Kujo, who is Alya's older sister. She claims to have a boyfriend, but she is kind of a soft, airheaded Andrew type.
What did that man ever do to you?
Everything.
Exist. He's my pal, he's my chum, he's my best friend, my good old boy, my sweet cheese.
I love you, babe. I'm not
allowed
sorry for dissing you.
I mean, listen, this man... Noah, look. When two best friends share their porn with each other...
Oh, God! Why do I need to know this?
That's a
You tend to learn about each other's tastes. He knows that I'm a freak. I'm a monster fucking freak, and I know that he likes mommy milkers. End of story.
I think Secret Service knows that Andrew likes mommy milkers.
The
Listen.
FBI knows that Andrew loves mommy milkers.
Even the Chinese spy on Andrew's TikTok that he doesn't have knows Andrew likes mommy milkers.
There we go.
No, it's Red 1 now, guys. God.
Red note.
Red note.
President.
Red note.
TikTok's back already. All your TikTokers' dying jokes are invalid.
Yeah,
I know. Oh, political theater. I fucking hate it. But anyway.
Hold on. Let me get this. You know who loves Andrew's... knows that Andrew loves mommy milkers?
Who?
President of China.
Oh, God.
And, Vladimir Putin, too. Everybody and your mom knows that Andrew is into big, fat, honkin' mommy milkers.
And now, I hate to say it, we might have
and
to
girls with glasses.
We might have to bleep out the president of China's name or we're gonna get fucking canceled.
Oh, heck no.
This video will not survive if we keep at it.
What the?
Yeah, please, we're gonna have to cut that one out.
Either cut it out or at least bleep part of it.
The angels in heaven came down in an immaculate chorus, rang out for the world to hear. Andrew likes mommy milkers.
Note to the editor, if you're editing this, please bleep out the Chinese president and then the name.
Stephanie, who's probably editing this episode, reminding herself in audio to do this.
Oh, God.
No, I explicitly talked about to Andrew how I want Alya and Masachika to get together, and he gave Masha a bone because he said that she was his type. I'm not calling him out more than he's already doing it to himself. But she is she's also kind of an airheaded ditz, and she puts on the dumb happy-go-lucky act, obviously, for Alya's sake. She also may or may not have totally been the little girl that Masachika was talking to as a child.
It is neither confirmed nor denied at this stage.
The subtitles confirmed it.
Yeah, except for the subtitles and the casting confirmed it.
Yeah.
And then there's Yuki Suo. She is Masachika's gremlin little sister, who, from what I'm gonna gather, I'm pretty sure they came one right after another.
Probably.
If they're in the same grade. She is hyper confident, smart, charismatic, also a total otaku freak, and bearing the brunt of her family's legacy. She also apparently has health problems. She also probably pulls the biggest dick move in the whole show. So playing Toya Kanzaki is Aaron Campbell. Playing Chisaki Sarashina is Michaela Krantz. Playing Masha is Jill Harris, and playing Yuki is Rochelle May. Aaron Campbell, you'll know his characters such as Ryutaro Sakagami, art from Ari Verada, Jingo Raichi in Blue Lock, aka the author of this series does not know what a teenage boy looks like. And okay, Jeej, are you caught up on Blue Lock?
No.
I'm not.
Okay. This is gonna go to Gigi because Gigi and I have say you idle communication powers. Hey Gigi, you want to see what Mamoru Miyano's character in Blue Lock looks like?
Oh, I've heard about this fucker.
What?
I've seen it.
That's a 19-year-old man, Gigi.
I'm alright with that.
Hey, he's legal.
That's right.
That man was tatted and in prison.
He was in prison? Oh, hell
yes!
Hell yeah.
No, wait, hold it.
Yeah, that character was in prison.
No, that's not Mamoru Miyano's character.
Yes, it is!
Wait, who do you say is Mamo's character? He was in, like, the very last episode for, like, 3 seconds.
Yeah, that character went to jail.
I didn't watch the last episode, so I cannot
First
confirm
of all,
or deny.
you have the completely wrong character.
No, 100%.
Hold on, let me
that
get
character went to
Yoshisuga Matsuoka plays Jingo Raichi.
Oh, that's the character who went to jail.
Wow. You're so
Listen,
confident.
somebody went to jail in Blue Lock.
Oh, I have no doubt about it.
Hold on.
Just not that guy.
I'm Googling this.
For the chat, this is Aaron Campbell's character.
Oh.
I wasn't talking about Aaron that's not the character who went to jail, Steph.
I thought you were saying this is who Aaron Campbell played.
Oh, I thought so too.
No, I'm talking about Mamoru Miyano's character.
Oh, okay, cool. I lost the plot of this.
Anyway, Blue Lock is great. You should all watch it.
I thought you were...
Oh, this is great.
Based on the conversation, you made it sound like that Adam Campbell played this character that Mamoru Miyano also played.
No. Aaron Campbell did not play that character. No,
Okay.
I was having a horny moment with Gigi, and we lost the plot.
We lost
I'm saying that
hardcore.
I'm saying
I'll send you a photo.
Mamoru Miyano's tatted up 19-year-old boy in Blue Lock went to prison.
Yeah, that tracks. His name is Michael Kaiser, by the way.
Yeah.
That's the character's name?
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna send you a photo.
And he also plays on a team called Bastard.
Oh my god.
Bastard Munchin.
Oh, god damn it. It didn't copy the photo. Hold on.
Coincidentally, that's what characters do in Blue Lock. They're Bastard Munchin. Anyway, and he's also Raizo Kurama in Revenger. Michaela Credential knows characters such as Diso Naza in Back Arrow, Emilia in After School Dice Club, and Rosaria and Rosia in Show by Rock. Have to give Noah a shout out.
Thank you.
Jill Harris's characters such as Futaba in Aharon-san wa Hakarenai, Mendy in Decadence, and Erika Suzuki in Sakura Quest. And Rochelle May is Lishu in the Apothecary Diaries. Steph, to give you a heads up on who that is the very young consort.
About to say, that's the young consort that's into, like, Western culture and shit, right?
She's the little girl.
That's the one who likes the Western culture.
The one who's allergic to honey. The one who's allergic to honey.
Her! Got it. Okay, that one. No,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a different consort. Okay.
Yeah. Ron / The Judgment Princess in Love After World nomination. And God, I hate that I had to type out every single word of this. Sibe in Chillin' in Another World with my level 2 super cheat powers.
What the fuck?
An amazing
titles,
title.
everyone. Light novel titles, everyone.
You guys discuss amongst yourself. I need to pee.
Goodbye!
Y'all,
Well, welcome to Coffee Talk, today's discussion.
look at Michael
How
Kaiser
the
in
fuck
the
is
chat.
show?
Look
Discuss
at
amongst
Michael
yourselves.
Kaiser in the chat. Look at him.
Let me see. Gotta put this into... Oh, that is a man.
Okay, yeah, this man.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That looks like a man who's been to jail.
Whoever is doing the visuals for this episode, I am so sorry.
He could lock me in a cage. He could lock me in a cage. Let me tell you. It'll be me and Michael Kaiser in the cage. Everything will be fine.
Oh my God.
Why is Blue Lock not no Tomei game?
I think
Anyway.
we're going to talk about this. We should probably get Aaron and Michaela's characters out of the way, because although they are integral to kind of getting the plot going, they kind of taper off in terms of relevance to the main plot after the second half of the show.
Dude,
Yeah, basically. Because, I mean, they're going to be on their way out because they're second years, so...
it's
Right.
been a hot minute since we've talked about Michaela Krantz, or at least since I've talked about Michaela Krantz.
I'm glad that they both got in this. And I
miss her.
I think they both added a good amount of flavor. Like, okay, Toya is basically the only other guy in the show aside from Masachika. But he doesn't sound like Masachika. He's got an older senpai voice, but it's not low and gruff. It's very put together, and I appreciate that plays up to him as a recovering schlup. Someone who used to be a slacker and has gotten his life kind of back together, but, still has the ability to relate to that laid-back part of his life. And Michaela's flip between the more klutzy side and the serious, I'm going to hit you with this bamboo sword. It's okay, it will break on your bones, but it will still leave an impact, is very appreciated in the parts where she shows up.
I'm going to reset you.
Yeah, there was definitely a nice dynamic there. I like shows like this that acknowledge that, people who are in a relationship with each other can be affectionate and lovely with one another. Like, the way that the two of them are, like, hand-holding at one point and are like, my darling, and also, we're going to hide under this table here and try to get a little makeout going on while so nobody knows about us.
Like, do you think that they were hiding under their table to make out, or were they just, like, legitimately in the room and they wanted to hear the conversation, so they ducked
Oh no,
under
they were
the
fucking
table?
making out.
Were they?
Yeah. Oh, they fucking.
Jesus
Oh, they
Christ.
fucking. No, I think they were making out and then just hastily hid under the table when someone else walked into the room.
Good
They
for
didn't want to
them.
get caught.
Good for them.
Can I
good
just
for them.
say, because again, I miss Michaela Krantz. I feel like the last time we had really seen her in anything might actually have been the new Fruits Basket. Now, granted, to be fair, I think another show that was being dubbed at the same time as Alya was Metallic Rouge, and Michaela's actually,
Yes.
I'm looking at credits, and Michaela's, I guess, a major character in that as well. But the last time we had seen Michaela really major would have been the new Fruits Basket, I think, is Momoichi. So it's been a hot minute.
Oh, I'm going
Okay.
back further, because the last thing I remember her in is, oh God, don't kill me. The vampire show that comes in the black box with the neon green letters. Seraph of the End.
Seraph of the End.
Oh wow.
That was a heck of a time ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I think of.
Okay, she might have also been in Remonster, which was also last year.
Okay. So Michaela's picked up a few things in the last year. Michaela, we miss you. We miss you lots.
I mean-
you're lovely.
I mean, you're getting work. It's just not work that I'm watching.
Well, this was.
oh
worth
yeah, I
watching.
see Remonster. Yeah. Okay.
Very merry paycheck.
Yes.
Good job.
Yeah. Not really too many notes on my own side. Like, these are the ones I had the least things written about. I guess I'll say that they're good stabilizing forces in an otherwise wacky cast, even if they have their own eccentricities.
I gotta say that Aaron Campbell has some amount of sass to him, and it's very amusing.
I really liked him in this. Like, I love Glasses Coon. Like, that was my note for this. Good job, no notes. I love Glasses
You're not
Coon.
wrong.
Because for at least the first, I think it's 3-4 episodes, they're trying to convince Masachika to join the student council. Mm-hmm. And what finally gets him to help is to join is after Masachika steps in and helps Alya to solve a dispute between two sports clubs. Mm-hmm. And the first person they both see afterwards is Toya. And Masachika's like, has this been part of your whole plan this whole time? He's like, what? I don't know what you're talking about.
He had a light Yagami exactly as planned look on his face.
It was great.
Yeah.
No, I adore Aaron Campbell in a lot of things. And I mean, this isn't the first, this is not the first, president type of role, though, that I've seen him in. Granted, Windbreaker is a different animal entirely. That's a fun one in and of itself to watch, and I'm very excited for season 2. But I adore Aaron Campbell here. As Toya. And then Michaela, I miss Michaela. Michaela's always been so much fun, and she's always been a delight to watch. But I do agree that both of these characters, while they do have they're kind of important plot devices in a sense, they don't have a ton to do after the fact, so. But I do enjoy them both.
I really love Michaela in this. I think she's great. I think it's kind of funny, because, this is one of the episodes that Chris watched, and he was like, how many girls is this dude gonna have in his harem? I'm like, I think this one already has a boyfriend. But I was like, wouldn't that be fucking funny? I was like, that would be hysterical. No, I love Michaela in this. She is, the sassy. And I love that sassy girl who beats people up,
Masachika, did you see anything? No. All right, well, it's time to reset you, my guy.
Yep.
No!
I love Aaron and Michaela in this. They're both great.
Mm-hmm. Megan, did you have anything on Aaron or Michaela?
Yeah, no, I'm here. Sorry. No, I like their performances a lot. I really actually was quite surprised that was Michaela Krantz, because I was not used to their performance like that. I don't think I've either heard them play little boys or, honestly, I think the last really big thing that wasn't Fruits Basket that I remember Michaela being in was actually One Direct Priority.
Also
yeah,
true.
I forgot about
you're
that.
Right. I forgot about One Direct.
Which, man, let's talk about a show with a great dub and a terrible ending.
Mm-hmm.
I will. One day, me and Andrew will fucking cover that show. But no, I like the performances a lot. Unexpected from Michaela, and I kind of wish this character was around a little bit more, but I'm also kind of glad they used her sparingly, because I think that the gag of her just beating the shit out of people would have gotten old really fast in a show that had a little bit more of a serious edge. And Aaron Campbell, happy paycheck. I honestly cannot tell you a ton about Toya's performance, other than I thought it was very serviceable for what was needed. I thought his character was just kind of there to exist.
Okay.
Just to set up, hey, this is the person that everybody really likes right now, and you're gonna have to take over his position, and what a fucking fat nerd he was before, and then he got hot, and then he got anchor arms, and now everybody loves him.
Plot device.
So, let's talk about a tale of two sisters, a good sister and an asshole.
Oh,
a
that's
good
no way to
sister
talk
and a
about Masha.
gremlin child.
I'll be very upfront and start this conversation off. I think Yuki pulling what she did in episode 11 was kind of awful.
Yeah.
That was that was beyond, there was the stuff with the plant, which was underhanded, yes, but, I could see why, but, telling somebody you consider a quote-unquote close friend that your brother is no longer with you, and being vague about it right before she is about to public speak, and you still and after you have just, brutally attacked her character the day before, is really fucked up.
It is, and I think a lot of that, and kind of some of Masachika's actions after the fact as well, and how his behavior is, a lot of it is unfortunately a product of their upbringing.
Yeah, no, and I will say that Rebecca's performance, oh sorry, not Rebecca,
Rochelle.
Rochelle's performance is the one that I feel is the most inconsistent. I think she has her times of when she's funny, but even then, I don't know if it's also because I don't particularly find the, incest otaku humor very funny. Though the, it ain't the same unless they from the same womb line hits like a fucking freight. But I think, to me, the moments that really she shined is when she is being that absolutely awful manipulative person. I think that when she is trying to be friendly and hide it, like, it sounds a little... I know she has to fake it till she makes it for the plot of the show, but there are times where I think it's a little too faked.
Okay.
If you catch my drift.
Okay.
But I know I'm probably in the minority of that, so I would like to hear what you guys also think about it.
I feel like I kind of agree with you on that, but I also feel like we are observing the show through Masachika primarily, right?
Yeah.
And Masachika knows his sister's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
He can tell when she's faking shit. So us being able to, through Masachika, also kind of get a read on that, if you put it in that kind of angle, it makes sense. So I understand, like, the inconsistency with Yuki as a character and, like, what her personality actually is. I just kind of see it as, like, oh, this is how Masachika views his sister. This kind of makes sense where you, like, you can't, like, for Masachika, you know where Yuki stands through almost all of it. But I do, I do agree that it can be inconsistent, but I think if you frame it in the mind of, like, you're viewing this for Masachika, it kind of makes more sense. But I'm sorry. I think in terms of the three newer voice actors, because I haven't had the chance to talk about any of these three between Rochelle, Rebecca, and Izzy before. Rochelle is the one who impressed me the most out of the three, to be completely honest with you. Because Yuki as a character is a fucking conundrum. She is the crazy gremlin child, and you don't know what the hell's gonna come out of her mouth next half the time. But every time something does come out of Yuki's mouth, Rochelle sells it to me. Like, she's, she could be a horrible human being at times, product of your upbringing and environment. She can be the prim and proper princess or queen or lady or whatever people, like, most people see her as. Or she could be just the fucking otaku gremlin going after your ankle first thing in the fucking morning and then getting yourself stuck under the bed. Like, it's... Yuki as a character is a weird conundrum in and of itself, and I feel like, given that, I feel like Rochelle does pretty freaking well with the material. Is it inconsistent, like you're saying? Oh yeah, 100%. But I feel like, to date, compared to, like, some of the other stuff that at least I've seen her as, primarily Li Shu, I think I kind of ended up very impressed with her as Yuki, a lot, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, no, like, I can understand it. I would say that, like, again, out of the main kind of core cast, but I also think that you're correct.
Yeah, as far as, like, her written in the show, like, the actual... I can't confirm this because I haven't read the source material, but this feels like a show that was adapted very directly from a serialized story. Like, just reading on the...
It's a light novel.
Well,
That's
right.
the vibe I get, too.
Yeah, but not just that, but also, like, it didn't start as, like, okay, here is volume 1 of the light novel. It's like, there were some pre-chapters before this. You know, there were some test chapters ahead of time where they were still trying to figure out what the tone was going to be. Like, the whole teasing in Russian thing, you think that's going to be the joke throughout the entire show, and that's, like, what episode 1's hook is. Like, you barely even know that he's got a sister, except from the text messages. And it's only after a couple episodes where we've, like, introduced the student nomination thing, and the we're from divorced parents thing, and Alya's from a overachieving mixed family. Like, that's where the disconnect, I think, in Yuki's persona comes from, because they were trying to get both the fan service humor elements of it in the early episodes, but also play up the we're from a broken home side of it.
Got ya.
That's fair. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, and they I feel like they did nail the direction of her by the second half, and one of the best scenes that illustrates that is the scene where she's talking to her mother at dinner time, and she's very serious and talking about, you know, how hard she's working and upholding the family honor. Close the door.
Oh, with asshole grandpa.
Yep. And then as soon as the door is shut, turns to Ayano and says, "Let me hug you like a body pillow."
Yeah.
Just a great mix going on there. So yeah, I'd say I'd agree that it's inconsistent, but that's not because Rochelle's acting is inconsistent. It's more about
It's because
the
the series is.
It's the character itself, yeah, 100%.
I mean, if we've got we are going to put Yuki in the grand pantheon of characters who act entirely different at school than they do at home. We're talking about Himoto, we're Chan, we're talking about the girl from His and Her Circumstances. Like, she's going in that pantheon as far as I'm concerned. Who I'm not putting in that pantheon is going to be Masha, though, because this is a girl.
Oh, I was going to let Gigi finish
go
her
ahead.
thoughts on Yuki.
Yuki's fucking unhinged. And I'm here for it. Like, this story needed a villain really badly. Because
Here's Yuki!
it needed something. I'm sorry. Things about the student council shit, like, or any kind of politics whatsoever, like, bore me to tears. And so,
Is that because it's hard to feel the stakes of what is high school government when all of us haven't been in high school for many years?
I mean, like, I was in student council in middle school, and, like, it was fine, but, like, the only thing we did was, like, decorated for dances and did fundraisers. Like, I'm not...
Are you telling me...
Sorry.
Gigi, are you telling me that you, in student council middle school, could not change the uniform policy to a short-sleeved version?
Dude, I went to public school. We didn't have any uniforms. We were fighting on the playground. So...
America!
And then I got pulled out to go to private school where there were uniforms. So there's that, where I no longer was in student council. But, like, I don't know, like, these political or pseudo-political plot lines bore me to tears. Like, the whole second half of this, I was just snoring. But the only things that, like, put it back into, okay, I'm going to pay attention again, was when Yuki got unhinged, and it needed something. And what she does, the character does, is horrible. At the same time, this plot really needed something to kick it in the pants to get it going again. Because just personally, like, we're going to make speeches, and they're not even speeches that count, and they're not even going to get an election. It's going to be decided by the applause-o-meter. And I'm like, what the fuck? But anyways, like, they're so funny. And I think this is, like, part of the direction or something. But at the very last episode, there was one girl who was announcing the names of everybody who was talking at the assembly.
Is that you?
And
is that just you?
Yeah, I was like, and here's this guy. Great. Here's the next one. And I was like, wow, that's it. That girl knows what's up. Like, get us out of here. We want to go to summer break. Let's go to the water park. But
it's like, I'm ready for the beach.
Yeah.
I'm done. Get me out of here.
I thought that because the writing and the direction, and especially of the brother-sister, was so weird and roller coastery and whiplashy, between the fake British accents, between the I'm gonna be an evil motherfucker, between the I'm gonna be the nice perfect person at the school, to whatever they are normally, to the sister having the brother complex at home. Like, I think Rochelle had to get on that roller coaster and hang on for dear life. And I think she did the best that she could, given the material and the direction that was given to her. Like, I love, like, Yuki's my favorite character in this, because I think she's
that tracks.
I think she's fucking nuts, and I like the crazy ones. So I
loved Yuki too. Yuki, I think, was also one of my favorites.
I mean, if I had to pick a best girl for what's his face, I mean, if she weren't his sister, it would be Yuki. But thankfully, we're not going that route. Rochelle had a lot to do in here. She didn't have to speak in Russian, but she had to do a lot, and I applaud her for that. And now I'll give you the transition, because I also want to applaud Jill Harris as Masha for being the actual best girl, because I love her, and she reminded me of Charlotte Pudding, and Masha even did the pudding face, and Jill plays Charlotte Pudding, the best girl in all of One Piece. I'm sorry, Megan, you haven't had to deal with my diatribes lately about the only thing that I watch, and that's One Piece, and that it consumes...
Doflamingo's hot to go.
Yeah, Doflamingo's hot to go.
We've had that same joke for like 2 episodes between me and Chichi and Amma.
But I love Jill here. She was very, very cute. I love that Masha is basically just Pudding, and Pudding is the best girl for life. So Masha is my best girl, and I guess me and Andrew are in that same boat, so that's all I gotta say. We'll be in that boat rowing along, baby, by ourselves. It's fine.
You'll be in that boat with the Berserk characters for many, many years.
Oh, God.
Knowing Gigi is actually the boat from School Days.
Oh, that is a nice boat.
Nice boat.
I can't wait till the one day that we actually get the money to dub School Days.
Oh my God.
You know what? If Discotheque
big-
one, you know what? If Discotheque actually dubs School Days, I will fucking. We will.
Oh.
As a podcast, 12-man episode it.
Day one.
fuck.
Day one release.
Fuck.
Absolutely.
Now I'm just laughing because I think because again Andrew had started VTuber Legend last weekend and I watched a little bit of it. I forgot that VTuber Legend had a nice boat joke in there. I think
No.
Oh, God
Yes.
bless.
I think they did.
God bless.
it was great.
No,
If
no,
you want to talk about an unhinged show? Please go watch VTuber Legend.
No, my favorite VTuber Legend joke, a show that I have not started yet, but I've seen a clip of, is the part where they censor Coco Melon.
Yes,
I
As they
gotta finish this show.
you do.
I go home and I watch Coco Melon, and it bleeps out Coco Melon.
You want, ladies and gentlemen, if you really want an unhinged show, please go watch VTuber Legend. It is great.
Oh my gosh. This is unhinged too. Like, I read that all the time. I love when fucking Aaron Disney gets unhinged. But I'm gonna stop talking. So
We'll get to that.
get to
We're getting there. So if you all didn't think that Sarah Wiedenheft was her character, Nanoa, I could not believe that this was Jill Harris.
really? She sounds just like Charlotte Pudding.
No. I don't watch
Oh God, just watch Charlotte Pudding. She's the best.
I know.
Just skip the parts of
The
One
only-
Piece that don't have her in it.
The only downside to her is she's terrible taste in men. Why would she want to fuck Sanji?
Sanji's the best.
No, he's not.
Sanji is the best. I agree with you.
No, he's
As
not.
someone
Not
who's
when,
loved Sanji since she was a fucking teenager.
not when Jinbei's right there, baby.
Oh, Jinbei's a fish. I hate fish.
So I'm just saying, like, hang on. That's not
Listen.
Gigi's speed.
Listen, call me Kanye because I want his fish dicks.
Jesus Christ.
References. My God.
I need water.
Jinbei, listen, I don't have to worry about Jinbei cheating on me.
Jinbei's like 50 years old.
That's not a problem.
Why?
Age is just a number.
It says the woman who thought the grandpa was hot.
I mean, he's a fish, though.
That's more of the
So-
issue.
That's kind of a deal breaker. Grandpa.
So
I hate fish.
Oh, I got this. It's like that line from
I
Community.
too don't like. I too don't like fish, but listen, Yarhar fiddle-dee dee. I'm going down on Jinbei. You see?
I mean, to be fair, like, Sanji is not the best boy out of One Piece.
No, he's
That's
not.
Cavendish, and I'll stand on that hill and fight no one. It's just me and him.
Listen, on a list of One Piece men I'd let rail me,
Oh my God.
Jinbei's up there. If Zoro could find his way to the bedroom.
Yeah, that's a good choice. Agree.
That's a good choice, yes.
Wasn't this
You
supposed
could
to go on the OnlyFans?
No. Talking about. Listen, if guys can go on a rant about how much they want to fuck Nami and Robin, which also, they're up there too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fair.
I can talk about wanting Jinbei's fish sticks.
I like more girls in One Piece than I like dudes, though. Like, I don't know.
I mean, there's some pretty
hot women.
ones.
I mean,
Listen, Nami's hot mom. She's dead, but
oh, the
hot.
dead mom. Okay.
Yeah, back to Jill. Yeah, no, like I heard it sometimes, but genuinely, there were points and times where I could not believe this was Jill Harris. Also, massive props to her Russian.
Yes, very good.
Yes, very,
Like,
very good.
Not only did she have to do it as older Masha, I believe she also had to do it while doing a kid voice.
Oh, I believe so, yeah. You right. That is baby Masha.
I don't know a lot of Russian. You know, I'm the French guru here. I will say that my dad minored in Russian in college, but, like, I wasn't about to send him this show to give me... Are they pronouncing these words correctly? I'm not sending him the...
I'm actually going to go with yes, seeing as they actually had two native Russian speakers.
I mean, yeah, that's why I'm like, good on everybody speaking Russian in here, because it surely wouldn't be me who gets her Russian accent saying lines from Yuri on Ice. So,
Bye.
Oh, we're way off from the days of Yuri on
like,
Ice and how heavy are the dumbbells you
Jerry,
lift.
Jerry Jewell is no longer holding up the epitome of Russian accents at Crunchyroll.
Magic metal pipe bay.
God. But like,
I love Jerry.
Just, she has this, like, softness and this cuteness and this... I also love that her first instinct upon getting hypnotized was to just sit there and pat their heads.
Head pats. She just sits on the couch with a hypnotized Alya and just Masachika. Head pats. And Masachika's like, I need to go. And she's like, no.
Where do you think you're going, bitch?
I also like that she and Masachika also let their walls down a lot around each other, where she doesn't have to be the goofy doofy sister because Ali is a hot mess emotionally. But no, I genuinely really like this, and it's just another notch to how Jill is probably one of the best voice actors out there.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And to kind of add to your point with Jill's interactions with Masachika, it's all like they not only let their walls down, they also kind of are able to connect because they're both older siblings. Like, while Masha doesn't know about
The familial connection.
Right. While she doesn't know, they're still able to, like, connect on that same level because Masachika is dealing with a gremlin of a little sister. And then you have Masha, who's dealing with a bit of a hot mess of a little sister at times with Alya. Like, it's interesting how the two of them are able to connect on that level, and I think the dynamic between Jill and then Masachika is just very, very fun. But I agree, like, Jill was adorable. Jill's adorable as Masha, and I love her to pieces. It's one of those where it's, like, very cutesy, very sweet, a little bit of an airhead at times, where it's like, oh, can we, it's like, oh, the shopping trip. Oh, can we? It's like, this is such a cute plushie. We should get plushies of everybody. And Masachika's like, no. What are you trying to do? Turn the office into a theme park? Like, what's going on here? But this one looks cute. It looks just like the present. Oh yeah, it kind of does. But no, you can't have it. No, you can't have it. Well, I'm at least getting this one. He's like, just as long as you don't put it on the same receipt for everything else, or else your sister's gonna get mad. She's like, okay. Like, Jill is very sweet and adorable, and whenever Jill gets to be these sweet, cutesy, little adorable characters, it's always a fun time to me. So I think Jill was phenomenal for Masha, and I want to see more Masha. I really do.
Masha.
I want to see more Masha, but I think I also want to see more, I guess, for lack of better phrasing, more serious Masha, where she gets to have more of those, like, one-on-one conversations with Masachika. I want to see more of that, because we've been getting, throughout of course, the first season, mostly, like, airhead, ditzy Masha. I want to see a bit more of the real Masha, I think, and I hope season 2 does that.
So the question is, do you guys feel like Masha was putting on an act when she was doing the more ditzy, laid-back scenes? Like, is that a way to emotionally shield from the more serious side of her?
I think she kind of admitted to Masachika that that's what she does. Yep. Because just to not take... I think, what was it? It was not to take the spotlight from her sister? Was that the reason?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the reason was that she said to Masachika.
I mean, it definitely had to tie it into Alya's over the top perfectionist nature and feeling like she has to do everything herself, and instead acting like, no, you don't have to do everything yourself. Like, you can lean back on others. And to illustrate that, I, your older sister, will act as like the comforting agent to you. Which is an incredible stress to put on someone when you think about it. Like, it's not healthy for kids to grow up thinking like they have to be the emotional center of their siblings. Like, that's supposed to be your parents' job. So there's definitely more depth.
And we don't
in
know
here.
anything about his dad, but their mom seems fairly well adjusted as opposed to somebody else's.
Am I gonna have to start calling you by your married name soon?
Am I gonna have to start calling you Kuze soon? Mother, shut up.
Yeah, I want to know about this Russian dad. Like, does he have a tortured backstory? What's going on with him? Is he Vladimir
Now I'm
Putin?
curious to know about Dad. Oh my god, no, I hope not!
I mean, we already insulted all political leaders here. Let's just go for the trifecta.
I mean, Megan cracked a Putin joke earlier when we talked about the Chinese president.
That's true.
God damn.
Anyways, I'll just wrap
We're
up by
gonna get
saying...
so much trouble.
That's good. That's what we're here for. You only live once. I'll wrap this up by saying I actually agree with Megan in that I also didn't recognize it was Jill Harris. I went into the show about 3/4 in before I finally decided to look up who the characters were. I know, Megan, you posted the cast list earlier, but I was like, I'm just going to go into this blind. And yeah, I didn't recognize Jill Harris. And I looked at the credits and I'm like, that does not sound like Charlie Morningstar. Sounds like an entirely different voice from what I've heard from Jill.
Well, to be fair, Charlie Morningstar doesn't sound like Jill anymore anyway.
I mean, in the pilot.
I know.
So, yeah, props to Jill and anyone who gets a chance to do something that is outside of what we are used to seeing them being cast in and really get to flex their acting chops a bit. Like, maybe the characters we're going to talk about in the next section?
Well, no, because Gigi has to go.
I did.
She already talked about Masha.
talked
Oh,
about
yeah,
Jill.
we did. Oh, yeah.
Gigi's
Sorry,
Gigi's the reason why we transitioned to Masha.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Alright, so let's talk about Masachika Kuze and Alya, / Elisa Miklavana Kujo. Alya is she and her sister only transferred back about a year ago. She is a ultra perfectionist who thinks that due to her path, because nobody took things as seriously as she did, that she has to do it all herself. But that's not healthy for anyone, and her perfectionism gets kind of in the way of her ability to make friends, except for with quote-unquote slacker Masachika Kujo, who is a otaku slacker runaway from his family, because when he was a perfectionist and did everything, he was an absolute prodigy. And his dad was away from what the show I think understands. His dad does stuff with politics and diplomating.
Yes.
But he used to play the piano and stuff, and he was doing so well, so much that it drove his mother nuts. And he caught his parents fighting a ton, and they divorced, and he went with his dad, and his grandpa cut him off. So he's got a lot of hang-ups about love and other things. But it's clear that he and Alya are slowly falling for each other, because he thinks Alya might be the girl from his childhood that he learned Russian from, but also, in general, her earnest nature and desire to change and become a better person kind of draws him to her, and she is drawn to kind of the enigma that is Masachika, because he is not as much of a loser slacker as she thought he was. He's actually a good person with a good heart. Playing Masachika Kuze is Aaron Dismuke, and playing Alya is Sarah Nenectony. Aaron Dismuke you'll know as characters such as Rail in Aka 13, Van Fennel in The Vision of Escaflowne, and because this series is basically ribbing Kaguya, he is Miyuki Shirogane in Kaguya-sama Love is War. Sarah Nenectony you'll know as characters such as Toki in Beastars, Yuzuha Shiba in Tokyo Revengers, The Christmas Showdown, but for a long time, she was the voice of Ash Ketchum from Pokemon, for I think from Hoenn all the way down until Ash's retirement as a character.
Fun fact.
That sounds right.
Leo's in the middle of
yes.
watching that right now. I think he's on XY right now because they have it on an app called Happy Kids.
Yeah, she was Ash for a very long time. She is also a native Russian speaker. Her family is Russian and from New York. And if you don't know that a decent amount of the borough of Brooklyn has a mass Russian population.
Oh, yeah, you right.
So I thought she was from good old Brighton Beach. She is not. Brighton Beach is the town, like, next to where I'm from, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm from a city called Sheepshead Bay, which also has a fairly decent Russian population. I think it's a lot of Russian Jewish people.
Oh,
so
okay.
There are no cats in America.
There are no
That's the easiest way I can explain.
America.
So I think I can rip off the Band-Aid for all of us and say, I don't think anybody of us ever expected Sarah Denectony to play this character.
Nope, I didn't think Sarah Natterchenny would be here at all, and it was probably the most pleasant surprise. I'm also going to say this. Sarah Natterchenny, she is having a fun fucking time post-Pokemon. Because I've seen Yusaha Shiba in Tokyo Revengers, thank you very much. She's having a grand old time post-Pokemon, just saying.
I'll take your word for it.
Where's the other half of Season 2? Disney!
Leave them alone. They're too
Fucking
busy doing Twisted Wonderland. Let them cook.
I've been letting
That's
them
the spirit.
cook for a long time, Gigi.
Yeah, me too. Anyways, yeah, I didn't really listen to the newer Pokemon. Like, I've seen the very last few episodes because Marnie was in them, and let's be real, Marnie is best girl, so let's just continue to talk about it. But I could hear Ash in a few lines. Like, when she's not specifically trying to sound in like a higher register, I could hear the Ash Ketchum voice, and I was like, oh, there it is. And then it went away again. But it was very slight. Like, if you weren't paying attention to it like we do, because this is literally our job, like, you probably wouldn't hear it. I thought she did a really great job, having heard her in very little personally. And I'm glad that she knew a lot of Russian. Like, Alya is a pretty complicated character, and at one point I saw myself in her too much when she did the group project by herself, because all her other group members were not wanting to work. Been there. I want my A, not gonna front. So, but
There was a prize attached to that too, wasn't there?
Yes, there was.
It was good. She did a really great job. I don't really have anything to compare it to, because to be honest with you, the first time I ever saw her was in a Leonhardt video. So that's what I know her from, is from opening packs with Leonhardt. So
That's funny.
So I guess I want to open this to the group. Does anyone here watch media in Russian at all, like on a semi-regular basis?
no.
No, but I have heard what a Russian dub sounds like.
Like what?
They don't take out the other track.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Andrew's told me that before when he used to work on this kind of stuff, too.
I.e., the dub is over while the Japanese is also talking.
Yep. That's facts. It's facts. It's actually a thing.
Yeah, it is. Because I was going to chime in about the authenticity of the Russian portions of this.
Oh, go ahead.
Because first off, at first I thought maybe it was not a good idea to have the character speak in an American accent instead of like a Russian tinged accent throughout the show to differentiate her from the rest of the Japanese characters. But honestly, I'm glad in retrospect they didn't do that. I'm glad that they had her dialect be like sounding like the rest of the characters and only slips into that in a very authentic Russian lines. Some of which were ones that I actually recognize kind of, because I do dabble quite a bit in Russian animation, and like modern and older stuff. So there's a bit in here that I was like, that sounds very similar to like Soyletsa film, or like modern Russian productions that do like paint on glass animation, or like films that Animation Obsessive posts frequently. So yeah, I had no qualms with the little bit of Russian I do know, with the way that they had her lines integrated into the rest of the English dub.
I want y'all to know real quick that Lily just attempted to jump on the desk and just scared the shit out of me.
Why?
I was wondering what that was.
That was Lily.
Does she have points? Does she have notes?
No, she hopped on the desk, and I immediately just scooped her up and held her for a minute. I'm like, you little shit.
Hey.
baby
Who wants
girl.
in on this?
Sorry. I was just sitting here like,
fine.
I need to make this known once Noah's done talking.
Yeah, I can't. I can't compare this performance to Sarah's role in Pokemon, because I don't keep up on that, unfortunately. Like, I'm sorry, I know Veronica Taylor way more than I do Sarah's portrayal of Ash. But from the bit I've heard, it's pretty spot on to matching Veronica's original performance. And in this show, I wasn't listening for an Ash comparison, so I can't say that it was a distraction or that I heard Ash come out at all throughout watching this.
I am kind of amazed that Sarah Netochenny is in this show. I won't lie to you. I am also in the camp of I more grew up with Veronica Taylor as Ash, but I have seen like the occasional clips on YouTube with Sarah's performance as Ash, and it's pretty spot on too from what Noah has said. I can agree with that. But again, I think Sarah has had a very fun and interesting career post Pokemon. Because you have Alya, and then the other two shows that Megan brought up, both her, first of all, again, I've seen Tokyo Revengers, her character in Tokyo Revengers in the Christmas Showdown arc. God damn, was it a lot of fun. And then I'm trying to remember which one Toki is in Beastars. Toki.
She is, to spoil this, she is Legoshi's grandma.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've gotten to that.
She's
yet,
in the new season.
Oh,
Never
okay.
mind then. Okay. So I'll have to keep an eye out for that. But this is more of me in the comparison of taking Tokyo Revengers and then going to Alya, only because I don't have a lot of frame of reference with Pokemon. Alya compared to Yuzuha, Alya has more of a lighter tone than to Yuzuha, and I think it works very nicely. Alya is kind of serious, she can be kind of adorable at times, she can be kind of conniving a little bit. The cat and mouse game that she and Aaron has is just, I think, fucking great. It's definitely one of the high points to me of the dub too, just the dynamic that the two of them have. And then just seeing how Alya develops as a character, not just in the sense of her romantic feelings towards Masachika, but Alya's development of letting other people in and letting them, like, one, accept her for who she is, but two, allowing herself to trust in other people, essentially, is what the issue is here, I feel like. Is trust in other people and then have similar, like, work ethic that she has. Just seeing her, Sarah be able to go through those motions, I feel like, was just very, really, very well done, honestly. And I really want to keep seeing what Sarah does post-Pokemon, because the only thing I feel like everybody has known Sarah Netochenny for is Pokemon. But now that she's not stuck in that box, she gets to play around more, and I'm very curious to see what else she's able to do.
Yeah, and for me, the thing I'm gonna really point out is that in a lot of readings, a lot of people think that her take is obviously very much different from Sumire Uesaka's performance. In that, one of the things I really appreciate about Sarah's performances is that Alya sounds more mature she doesn't have a higher voice. She obviously has those moments, but I actually like that she has a bit more of a deeper voice. Or not deeper voice, but lower. That somebody said it sounds a lot more seductive, but I think it's more, I think she sounds just a little bit more mature, like someone with a perfectionist attitude would have.
Yeah.
She has her moments, especially in Russian, where that, like, more childish side of her gets out. And she has those moments where she lets her walls down. But I think that she also has this emotional vulnerability that works really well. And I think the thing that works the best with it is how her performance bounces off of Erin's Masachika. I think that you could not have this performance work out to me. And look, I can't say more than I have said about how good her Russian work is. Like, it is by and far, I think I've seen stated a lot of places, and I'd have to agree, that it is the far more accurate in pronunciation, dialect, and everything. It is the more authentic one because it is somebody who comes from a household where it was likely that they spoke frequent Russian to each other. And it shows. And it shows in the effort that Sean took to cast her, and that she took this performance very seriously. And obviously there is a lot of stuff in this show that is very much not like what a lot of people who probably are younger than us that grew up with her as Ash. I'm not even going to start the fight over who's the true Ash. Just shut the fuck up in our comment section if you're going to start that.
They both are. That's the answer.
They both are. That's the answer. But I think the reason that it works is that it is, like Ollie's character, a very earnest performance. And she is a character that isn't cynical. She is wears her hearts on her sleeve, and it hi, Lily.
No, I knocked over tissues this time. It was me.
And then to move on to her other half, Erin Dismuke plays Masachika insanely well. But I also think that it is a performance that wouldn't work for me if he wasn't bouncing off of Sarah's character. Erin plays Masachika with this level of broken cynicism for a character who is a broken cynic. He is a guy that watched his mom give up on him. And it's probably because of her own upbringing. Her father sucks. And he is doing what he probably did to his kids, to her kids. And she is in a marriage that didn't work out and was constantly full of fighting. And that has rubbed off on Masachika. And to me, there's a lot of great funny moments where Erin is, chewing the scenery, making the fourth wall references. But to me, the single best moment of his character is when he starts calling out Yuki for what she did.
Yup.
And he goes, "Sometimes you're like a puppy, where I think it's cute that you bite me, but then there are other times where I want to take and discipline you." And it is such a and then he can go back to the doofy, goofy thing, but that moment of malice and menace just sticks with me so much. I'd also like to point out how it's so weird nobody has figured out their siblings when they look so much alike, but that's another story.
I'm glad you pointed that out, because there was a scene in episode 1 where the two of them are sitting side by side in the cafeteria eating ramen or something together, and I'm looking at them together, and obviously that feels like the director very clearly projecting, guys, these are siblings. But all I'm thinking is, man, the character designs are really similar. I can't unsee that meme where someone like removes the hair on anime characters and reveals that they've all got like the same face underneath.
I am Drew. I am Larry, and we are not the same person. Anyway.
So. Yeah.
Yeah, no, God, it's hard to talk about. Hey, Erin Dismuke's really good in this. I cannot stop saying the words. Hey, Erin Dismuke is really good at his job.
Well, I mean, you don't have to stop. We can keep saying it for... You mentioned that, some of these actors we've been following for like a decade, and I just wanted to say in the back of my mind, and some of them for 2 decades.
2 decades.
One
Hello,
of them.
I am a year older than Aaron Dismuke, and we see each other at cons, and it's basically like, sup.
It's true.
I have
True. If anyone here gets a chance to meet him, he's a chill guy, and every time we get to see him at a con, it's like, sup.
Yo.
I've still never
Still
met
doing the same thing.
Aaron Dismuke. Not yet. I'm afraid.
That needs to be fixed.
I'm a little scared. Not gonna lie. Cause like when he was like all mean and like weird and like he looked like that dude from Code Geass for a couple of minutes, I was on the floor. I was on the floor like squirming. And then Alya was like, "Ooh, that look kind of suits you." And I was like, "Girl, yes." This is the second time we have agreed all series. I was like on the floor. I was like, please, again. I have problems sometimes.
Oh my
Aaron
God.
Dismuke was unhinged in this. I loved it. I'm very still confused about all the weird dialect changes, but hey, and when you mentioned Alya not having a Russian accent when she was normally talking, thank God for that. Like, I really appreciate that was the choice that they made for her to not have one, because it made when she was speaking Russian like more impactful.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought maybe like it would take us out of the experience a little bit to have a character who's is supposed to be from another country and not have an accent. But no, you're right. It would have taken us more out of it if she did.
Yeah. 100% agree with
I
that.
agree. I loved Aaron in this. I forgot to mention this at the beginning, but I just have to tell you guys, I really hate the word bruh.
Yeah, they put that in there.
Like, I should have
That's
done,
what the
like,
kids are saying?
we should have done a drink counter. Like, remember when Noah got drunk and watched Brothers Conflict? Like, we should have done
Oh
that.
my God, yes.
And had a shot every time somebody said the word bruh.
Or dude.
No, just bruh. Like,
Just
like not
bruh?
even
We
bro.
said a couple times.
Not bro, not brother. Just bruh.
Yeah, bruh. That's a thing. That's a thing the kids are saying.
That's a thing. I don't like that thing, but that's a choice. I'm also
Gigi,
a grown up.
Yeah, you're not one of the kids anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
None of us are.
You know, that's what the box wine told me. So
That's true. Kids can't have box wine.
that's right. Fuck them kids. Sorry, kids. You shouldn't be listening to this
Ouch.
anyways.
Watching an Alya hides her feelings in Russians episode.
God. I'm done. Yeah. On the floor, bye.
That's it. I mean, fair. I'll just say this. I want these two to hook up, and if they don't, I'm going to be so fucking mad at
You
this series.
know
Oh my
that
God.
season 2 is going to be all about finding out that the baby in, like, when they were baby friends is the sister. So then he's going to be all torn between his feelings for Alya and his feelings for baby sister now that they're grown up. And you know that she's lying when she says that she has a boyfriend, because she keeps a picture of him in her locket, and that's her boyfriend she keeps talking about. No, I haven't read the light novels or know anything that's going to happen, but I'm telling you that's going to happen season 2.
Oh my God.
I noticed.
Gigi's
No.
predicting the future.
I noticed these things.
Her boyfriend's
I-
gonna be Russian Yuki.
Oh my God. Russian Yuki, Jesus Christ. God. When Aaron Disney gets to go unhinged, it's always a fun fucking time. Let's be real. Like, and the unhinged characters he played, they can come in fun varieties. For example, this is a bit more of a controlled unhinged character, but you could argue that Senku from Dr. Stone can be unhinged at times, which is great. And I'm very excited to go back to the new season. But like, Aaron has the most fun time playing unhinged characters. And I love every second of it when he gets to. And Masachika's no exception here. Because 1 minute Masachika will be just chilling and just hanging out. And the next he could just be like, oh God, why did you have to say that? Why did you have to say that? I understand everything you're fucking saying. And then another second be like, yes, I have to get my gotcha pulls in for the day. And then another second, and then
My
another,
waifus need me.
my SSR, Tsukiyomi. And then another minute he could also be like, bitch, I'm gonna kick your ass. I don't care if you're my sister. I'm gonna kick your fucking ass for what you pulled. Fuck you. Like, it's all over the place. Similar all over, unhinged all over the place as Yuki can be. And Aaron, because I think he has a bit more experience in navigating unhinged characters like this, he's able to pull it off, like, very, very well. Compared to Rochelle, who, like, I'm not trying to, like, put her effort down either, because she did phenomenal for the first time, like, dealing with a enigma like Yuki. Aaron, I feel like, has had more experience with similar kinds of characters like Masachika, so he's able to, like, really get in there, navigate it, and, like, give a stellar performance. So it's easy to say that Masachika is a lot of fucking fun here, and I love Aaron. But I think it was Megan who said it. I think you're correct, where we wouldn't have as good of a performance from Sarah as Alya if we didn't have Aaron as Masachika. Like, it's one of these situations where, again, when it comes to romance shows or even romantic comedies, you can't really have one without the other. And if that dynamic isn't there goes your show, right? So I feel like having the dynamic between Alya and Masachika and Sarah and Aaron, I think that worked, like, spectacularly. So that's definitely the draw of the show, and I think they succeeded very well in that effort.
Well, I absolutely disagree with that. No, actually, that's a pretty spot-on comparison.
About to say, I don't you lie. You're not going to disagree with it. Don't lie. It's
a fun dynamic, you're right. Like, I was watching the first episode, and yes, this is an insult to Alya, but I thought we were going to get another Nagatoro show, where it was going to be like...
You get that demon out of this fucking house.
She's not a bad person. She gets
yes,
better
she
at
is.
the end of the show. Did you watch both seasons?
No, because I hated the first episode enough to never touch it.
And you know what? I didn't like that first episode of that show either, but it got a lot better, and she stopped being so awful after the first couple of episodes.
I can't do it.
No, that's fair. The thing that I just wanted to wrap up on in Aaron's performance, did anyone feel like maybe he was tapping into a little bit of Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool in this show?
That's an interesting comparison.
Why would you do that to me?
It was like halfway. I'll tell you exactly the moment that stuck out to me. It was the scene where his hair's all wet and he's getting his hair dried off. And he's got a good shot of... And he says to himself, oh, did I unlock a new scene? And I was like, that's exactly the kind of thing that Deadpool would say.
Alright, so when does the choir sing Like a Prayer in this show?
Listen, I'm waiting for Bye 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 to come start playing, dude.
Nothing is funnier than telling people what Like a Prayer is actually about.
Do they not know?
There are people who don't.
Whoops.
It's about the square peg going into a round hole.
It's going to go in the square hole.
Where does the triangle go? That's right.
It goes in the square hole. And I still
got it.
Cannot believe the show is classified as love triangle. Like, no, there's no...
turning into a rhombus, guys. At the rate we're going, it's a fucking rhombus.
Yes, the scalene triangle. Are we all good to move into final thoughts?
I think that covers just about everything, and the only reason the show qualifies for Valentine's Day is, again, because of the romance between these two, which, again, I hope it gets developed more in that aforementioned second season.
I'm sorry that I made us watch The West Wing.
Thanks.
I'm glad
I'll make it up to us next year. It's not my turn next year. I think it's Gigi's turn.
I just had my turn. I was last year.
She was more than married couple. It's Noah's turn.
Noah's turn.
No.
Because we did Midori Days the year before that.
All right, guys. So what key visual novel turned anime are we doing next year?
Oh man.
Well, we can't do one of them because I promised it to another person on the podcast, so...
Is it Charlotte?
No, that's not a key visual novel.
Oh, that's just shit.
No, that's... It is, but it's all... It isn't Jun Maeda. No, that's
Sorry.
Jun Maeda. Fly free.
Everybody please get your final thoughts out, then we can shit on everything that Andrew hates and loves.
Okay, perfect.
This is a fine show, and although, as pointed out before, it is not the trash that maybe our listeners are expecting for the Valentine's episode. There is no locked-in cages. There is no incest. I know there's the brother-sister thing, but they're not actually dating, so there's none of that. So, for being a more laid-back and kind of, funny enough to say laid-back considering the vocal performances on this show, fun little show that I like the way that it kind of emphasizes the need to get out of your comfort zone and, follow your dreams. Or even if you've been torn down by the system, like, your mother disowning you, it's still okay to care about things for the good of all mankind. And acting-wise, I like this a lot, and it introduced me to some fun new actors. To me, like I know they've been around for a little while, but to me, newer performances that I look forward to hearing in other performances coming up.
So I had to be in the mood to watch this show. I think just because of my own personal circumstances, I don't think I was in the right mindset to watch it, to give it a completely fair shake. Because when I did watch a couple episodes the first time, a couple months ago, I thought they were hysterical. But then me being like it is now, I was like, this is a lot. Like, it wasn't a lot like Lovely Complex. Like, it is not to that. When I say unhinged, like, it is not to Lovecom levels of unhinged. This is like...
Yeah, no, that's
like, when
true.
Lovecom was like a 20, I would say this is maybe like an 8. Maybe an 8.5. Like, it's not up there. It's definitely got a roller coaster ride for the dub and for the plot. Like, this isn't going to be for everyone. If you're one of those people who, the dub has to be exactly like the translation and like the subtitles, you're not going to like this. Me who likes topical jokes, I think at times they were maybe a little too topical for me personally, but again, not to like a huge degree. I think I just wasn't in the right mindset to watch it. It is very cute. Masachika is very princely at times, which is like the turn on here. So I'm like, oh, it's so cute. I love it. Why is he being so cute? I don't know. And it's got an evil grandpa. So I think
Gigi wants more evil
I'm
grandpa.
waiting for
That's
evil
the story
grandpa
we're
in
getting
season
here.
2. We've moved on from the
Evil
DILF
grandpa's
to
a
the
great
GILF. So this is how our lives work now as we get older. 10 years of doing Valentine's Day episodes will do that to a girl.
And yet I'm weird for wanting to fuck Jinbei.
I didn't say you were weird. I said that Jinbei was a fish, and if I have to choose...
But say Gigi hates
There's a
fish,
difference.
I hate
so
fish.
of course she doesn't
I
like
know.
Jinbei.
Man, I one of these days... I know that we don't do this on here, but we got to talk about One Piece, like, for realsies. But...
I mean, we could figure
We'll
something
fi-
out.
Will this be the year that stuff gets past Skypiea? Probably
I'm not
not.
even at Skypiea, so it's fine. But anyways,
At least you're honest.
Skypiea and STD.
Yes, because Anel is there. Yeah, I don't think I will watch a season 2 of this unless the student council stuff gets pushed to the background and it's more about drama and high school garbage. But that's not to say that the dub is not good. I do have some issues with like some of the weird directing and the writing choices, but all in all, like if you're in the mood for it, it's a pretty good show. I would give it a watch. Just, know what you're getting into beforehand.
I liked it. I think I said this before. When I first went into this expecting it to be like some fun trash. I was looking for trash at the time when I picked this up. I was like, I want some good camp, some fucking trash. Give it to me. I want to go in the deep end. And I kind of got a little bit, but not to the full extent that what I was originally looking for here. I was very pleasantly surprised with what the show was and what it was doing. And I was also very surprised at how much I enjoyed the dub of this show. Because the casting was very interesting from the get-go, between fresh-faced voice actors, older voice actors, and even a surprise with Sarah Netterchenny taking on the role of Alya. And then some of the fun little touches that they had, including, I'm assuming, I don't know my Russian at all, really, very authentic Russian. The script is freaking great. The unhinged nature that is Yuki and Masachika is like, will sometimes send me into orbit. But at the end of the day and at its core, it is a fun little romantic comedy show, and I feel like it holds up very, very well. I'm going to agree with Gigi that it's not going to be for everybody. Most shows typically may not be for everybody. But I will say, I'm very excited for season 2 whenever that comes out. And if you guys like fun rom-coms that can have a little bit of unhinged nature, that are pretty self-aware of what they're doing, and just a fun little dynamic between a lead couple, you're probably going to like this show. Alya was definitely probably one of the surprises in terms of English dubs for me from this past year. So I definitely recommend you go give it a try and check it out.
Yeah, I definitely... Oh, sorry.
There's only one show that is for everyone, and that is, of course, School Days.
Agree.
Incorrect, but all right.
No, the one show that is for all of us is Poi Poi Molcar.
Oh, that is
I don't
super
even know
cute.
Steph, you don't know what Poi Poi...
Oh my god.
I have to show you Poi Poi Molcar.
I actually don't know what that is either. Yeah.
Oh my... Wait, Noah doesn't know what something
We have
is?
kids.
Wait, maybe I do? Yes, I have kids. It also means I have no time.
But it's a Netflix show for children.
Is it...
I just posted
It's those hamsters that are turned into cars.
No.
Okay,
no,
yeah,
it's
I've never seen this.
I'm sorry, no, I haven't seen this,
They're
but
they're
I
3-minute
kinda want to now.
episodes. Go
Save-
watch one.
Oh my god.
Wait, I was
Savior of
thinking-
anime, Poi Poi Molcar.
Are these little, like, yarn hamsters?
It's like little
These look
stuff.
so, like,
They're little felt things.
little felt things. Oh my god, that's kind of cute, actually.
Okay, so before
Anyway.
this gets off track again, this is a surprisingly half-decent little show. I don't think I'd call it one of the best anime of the last year that I watched, and it wasn't, like, a surprise for me, but this was, far better than I expected it to be, and I think the dub really held up with that. I don't know if I'd call it probably one of the best dubs of last year, because there are, frankly, a lot of really stacked up there dubs that come from much better shows. Sorry, I don't think a lot of people want to admit it, but shows that are a little bit better in quality tend to have better dubs. Just strength of material. But like I said, I'll come back to season 2 of this. I kind of want to see Alya and Masachika get together. I want to know what the fuck's going on with his family. And I think the dub carries itself very well, so I'm very excited to see the cast kind of get to come back to that, and if any new additions are going to pop up, or to see the characters that we didn't see as much get to do more. If you like this, you can check out Alya sometimes hides her feeling in Russian over on Crunchyroll in both sub and dub. I believe if you would like to check out the original source material, you can pick it up from both the manga and I believe both the manga and the light novel are both out from Yen Press. So if you would like to pick them up, you can pick them up from Yen Press. Okay, cool. They do also have it. Also, if you are not inclined to read the novels, but you would still like to, you can also listen to the audiobooks that are being put out from Yen Press, which are going to be narrated by Taylor Meskemen? I believe is their name. It's not Veronica. It's not Sarah Nectany reading it, or Aaron Dismuke. It is by Taylor Meskemen.
Okay. Neat. Maybe I'll do that.
Again, there's an audiobook option which is something that I actually think is really cool that a lot of companies are starting to do for light novels. If you're somebody who wants to, who uses audiobooks. If you like us, you can follow us. We are the Dub Talk Podcast. You can follow us on Blue Sky, Twitch, the shambling corpse of Twitter.
It's a good way
go
to
fuck
put
yourself, Elon. You go fuck yourself, Elon. I hate you. If you would like to support us as a one-time thing, we do have a Ko-fi in the link below. But if you would somehow find us endearing and would like to talk about us, listen to us more on the regular, we do have a Patreon, such as our $5 Patreon, Bright Eyes, 505, Crimson Echidna, Just J2, Quinoa Soup, Marissa Lenti, Michelle Travis, and my parents. In our $10 tier, Carly Lusticow, Julia W., Otaku Anthony, Pika Greg, and a special shout out to Anthony Brown, who is one of our $10 Patreons, who had suggested this for the Patreon raffle a while ago, and we had to tell him no, we were already doing an episode, so here it is.
We thank you. We legit. He threw this as a suggestion for the last Patreon raffle, and we're like, oh fuck. Because we legit. I'm not kidding. Days before this happened, we had decided to cover Alya for Valentine's Day. So thank you for being such a sport about it. Here is your Alya episode, my guy. Also,
Yes.
you can find us on audio platforms if you haven't said it
Oh
already.
yeah, like Podbeam and Apple Podcasts and
Spotify, and we're on YouTube if you want other
to
stuff
listen
too.
to watch us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So quickly, all plug yourselves.
My name is Stephanie. You sometimes might know me as Lilac. You can follow me on Twitter, Blue Sky, TikTok, and Twitch, all at Lilac Anime Review spelled R-E-V-U-E. I have started my small Twitch streamer journey, and I stream Tuesdays and Thursday nights at 7:30 Eastern. And currently the games we are playing include Fire Emblem Three Houses and a Recommend or Die challenge by our good friend Beth, where I have to play the first Kingdom Hearts.
Yay.
You get to play the first Kingdom Hearts.
It's been an interesting time so far, but yeah, if you want to come follow me on all those places, I would appreciate it.
You can follow me on what used to be Twitter, and we're still going to call it Twitter, and Blue Sky, all handles at Noah Clue. Basically, if it says Noah Clue anywhere around the social medias, that's probably me. Although I don't really go much further than Blue Sky these days, or Discord. But if you want to see what a married father who tries to maintain a hobby in the animation sphere looks like, that's where you can find that.
My name is Gigi, and you can follow me at Animepalooza on Twitter or Blue Sky or YouTube, none of which I really am quite active on anymore. But again, if you would like me to get my second YouTube channel started up, or maybe post to my first one, please yell at my boyfriend to clean off the kitchen table. Otherwise, all I'm going to do is play One Piece TCG competitively until the end of time. And I also need the kitchen table to do that, so...
Chris.
Here, let me just plug his number in the chat right
Stop.
now. That is...
Stop texting him to clean off the
Please
table.
don't dox their boyfriend. Chris, you look at me. You look at me right now. You need to clean that fucking kitchen table so Gigi can do her shit. She wants to have fun times, and you're preventing her from doing that. You need to clean the kitchen table,
That's
goddammit.
enough. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We love you, Itchy.
We love you.
Mm-hmm.
And Megan, where can we find you?
I think that leaves you, bro.
Yeah, you can find me on Blue Sky at Queen Era. You can see me hanging around on Discord. I'm probably fucking around in Final Fantasy XIV every so often, or a lot, as my giant 7-foot snow leopard self. But yeah, no, I'm glad that we got this, and everybody, our yearly commitment to the cage is done. We have to let Noah out per contract rules.
But my
Aw,
key
man.
fob...
It's my party, and I'll cry
Beep,
if
beep.
I want to.
Beep, beep.
Cry if I want
He's-
to. Cry.
Oh, good, he didn't hear the beep. He's now legally stuck for another 365
But
days.
next year, we're the
shit.
ones who are going to be locked in the cage because he gets to pick.
Oh, that's true.
Aww.
That's true. We're the ones done for.
I honestly...
Well,
Also
Noah, do you accept bribes?
Yes, but you can't afford them, unfortunately.
Damn
Because
it.
those are bribes like, pay off my mortgage or pay off my student loans. So
That's
Now, what
some
if-
high private
now-
we gotta do, guys. We
Yeah.
gotta
Well,
crowdfund this shit now.
Well, now what am I going to do with the super serum that would help the Lions win the Super Bowl?
oh god. Why are you tempting me with something that doesn't exist?
Oh my god.
How do you know it doesn't
Valentine's.
exist?
Happy Valentine's Day, bitchers.
They just lost against the Bills yesterday, and I'm still depressed about that.
Nerd.
Noah,
Valentine's
Noah,
Day.
you're so depressed you got the conference and the team wrong. Have a good night, everybody.
Love,
Good night, happy Valentine's
love your
Day, everyone.
faces.
Aloha.
And remember, stick it in his square hole.
Otaku on, everybody.
Oy vey.